just start recording now anyway.
Yeah, I just started there.
Oh, I gotta stop streaming.
What do you mean you have to start streaming? What do you mean you have to stop streaming?
I could have said something real bad.
Yeah, you could always say something real bad. Nothing's stopping you.
But I don't want people knowing how
Bad of a person you are. I need to go. I need to go pee.
All right, perfect. Go pee then. This is gonna go so well, dude. I'm so excited.
There's so much good stuff, but it just doesn't do well.
My shoelaces are on time.
Oh, drop me one of them chromosomes.
Don't want to trip. Got time for shoelaces.
Do not.
I tucked my shirt in. Look how long this string is. Look how long that is.
This is all fascinating stuff.
All right. I'm recording.
All right, I'm recording. Everything's going. We good to go?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Welcome. Episode 3 of the Wildcast. What do you think about the name?
Predictable.
Honestly,
it's predictable, exactly. Yeah.
I thought of it.
Everybody did. That's why Brian's saying predictable. Everybody did.
That's good. No, it's good if it makes sense.
Yeah, no. Third
They
episode.
copied me though.
Okay, third episode. But I'm here with the guest Daithi Nogla or David, and Brian, aka Terroriser, the two coolest Irish YouTubers you know. Is that true?
Not the biggest, but the coolest.
Is
Coolest,
Jack?
yeah.
Jack's the biggest, right?
Of course, he's got like 20.
I didn't know if there was. Dude, you never know these days, man. Some Irish YouTuber never heard of, who making like
some kid,
ASMR shit. Yeah, exactly. You never know.
Turns out they're Irish, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can just jump straight into it. I want to know what got you guys into gaming, because I've known you guys for a while, but I don't know like the full origin story. You know. So Nogla, when did you start playing games? How'd you get into gaming?
Oh, good question. Do you want the long answer or the short answer?
It's a podcast, so
Long answer.
have at it. You have never been one to give a short answer to anything. Why are you holding back now?
Is a normal person's long answer.
Yeah, exactly.
So probably
See,
say
I want to
short
give Brian
answer.
some time. I don't want this to be like an hour answer and then Brian doesn't even get the answer.
There's
You know what
plenty
I mean?
of time.
Okay,
Your
okay. Well,
autobiography.
all right. So I was born the 6th of July, 1992.
We don't need that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I would say mainly because of my brother, my eldest brother. He played video games, and I stayed inside a lot. So I would try to watch him, but he didn't want me to watch him. And I was like, okay, fine. One day I'll have my own video games, and I won't need to watch you. And honestly, that's what happened.
When was
Dream
this?
come true.
What console?
Oh gosh, Dreamcast is probably one of the older ones. Nintendo 64. I remember that.
Mine was my dad had a Super Nintendo. Play some Mario.
Ooh, that's
back in
old.
the day.
That's
Yeah,
really old.
yeah.
Actually, kind of remember that. There was one that was like, I think it was a Sega Saturn.
Was the Saturn after the
someone brought
Genesis?
I think.
Wait, it might have been the Genesis. Honestly,
I think you're talking about the Genesis.
Yeah, the Genesis was the one that was like simultaneous with the Super Nintendo.
Did you play Sonic on it? And did you play that football game? There was a really kind of funky ass soccer football game on the Genesis.
I don't know. I had chicken pox though. That's what I do remember.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
That's my answer. That's what got me in.
All right.
I remember Donkey Kong 64. Okay, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Your turn, Brian.
My brother as well. My brother got me into video games because he needed someone to play against, he was huge into Street Fighter 2 World Champion, and it was on the Super
Co-op.
Nintendo. So he needed someone as like a guinea pig, and then I was his guinea pig. And then after, like, I think he said after a year, then I started kicking his ass. Like I took to it really
Oh, he
quickly.
regretted it.
And then he regretted it, and then that's where the seed was planted with video games.
And
But
now you're a big YouTuber and he regrets it even more.
yeah.
It's just
What
getting
could have
worse
been?
every day for him.
Well, the console that I first started with, he had two. He had the SNES, but he had the NES. I started off with the NES. I played Mega Man 4. Was it Mega Man? I fucking
Great game.
hated Mega Man. I hated him.
It's a hard game.
Do you know what? I actually have the NES. It's actually over there.
The classic one?
The classic. the
Yeah, I've got that
proper
one.
NES.
I don't know if I
So
actually have
it's
the
over
NES
there.
or the SNES. Might have both.
Actually, it's in the back room in there. I've stored it away.
I've been buying loads of old consoles, so just for nostalgia.
Those games were so hard. I actually have one of the hardest games I've ever played, and if someone's played this, they'll know. It's The Lion King on the NES. I
remember Marcel talking about it all the time.
Back in the day, they used to make. Remember, Home Alone had its own video game. Like, there's whenever a movie came out.
Yeah, they'd have to have a movie game.
Ridiculously hard game. Like Aladdin, I think had a really hard game. Those games were so fucking hard.
I think a lot of them were hard because the controls were so bad, though. It wasn't.
True. Yeah.
It was like impossible to jump, or was it?
But Super Mario Bros. 3, I think it was on the NES. That was the first game I think I realistically ever played. Super Mario Bros. 3. Yeah. On the NES, so that's how old our family are.
Have you guys ever played Paperboy? I can't remember what console. Was that on Super
Paperboy.
Nintendo? I loved that game. I'm looking it up right now.
That was hard when you got towards the end.
Paperboy. Hold on, I'm about to find this.
You'd have to like fling the papers from the road.
Yes,
right
you would be riding the bicycle.
Oh, I saw
You'd have trash cans and shit.
Yeah. I never played it, but I've definitely seen it.
Was that on the NES or the SNES? I feel like that was on the NES.
90% of our fans have no clue what we're talking about.
That sounds like SNES to me.
Atari System 2. Wait, what? And NES. It was on the wait. It says more. NES. Just the NES.
There's this game also that I used to play.
Yeah, I used to love that game.
Have you ever heard of Kid Clown? Kid Clown on the SNES. It's a clown that has to run down a street or whatever and avoid obstacles. And there's a bomb with a fuse that's going down along the side of the road, and you have to beat it to the bomb before it blows up. And you have to just
never heard of that one.
Avoid all these obstacles, man. Dude, those games back then were so much better.
I remember Bomberman on the Nintendo 64. Yeah. It was like doo-doo. You guys ever
just the music? Yeah, the music's just ingrained in your brain. Yeah,
it's there, man.
Yeah,
I'll just wake up hearing it 20 years later.
I remember the Kirby golf game on SNES. My uncles would play that shit all the time, and I would just watch them. I love that shit. Yeah. Clay Fighter on the SNES. They would play that game too. That game was fucking stupid.
Yeah, and then Mario Kart as well on the SNES. That's where it all began for me.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I think we've thoroughly answered those questions, Wildcat.
Yeah. Very, very well done.
Our brothers.
Very well done.
Pulp, to be honest.
Our older brothers that needed a guinea pig, and then we got good and made a career out of it. So that's how Nogla and I pretty much have an identical story.
Okay.
Can you hear the construction in the background?
No, I don't hear anything. No, you're good.
No,
you're good. You're
good.
Okay. Well, I mean, shit, Nogla, what was I don't know like what your guys' like childhood was like at all, like in Ireland, like if there's any differences or is pretty similar.
Or, where did you grow up?
Me? I grew up in Indiana, which is like in the middle of nowhere. It's probably pretty similar, right? Farmland kind of vibe.
Similar. Yeah. Small towns, stuff like that.
I don't know if that was the case for Brian also.
Brian was Dublin.
I grew up in the city. So I grew up in Dublin. So I had a lot more, I'd say, colorful childhood. Like Nogla lived in the countryside.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of colored people when I was growing up.
I mean,
more
like
few, man.
city, like our upbringings would be a lot different. He's in the countryside. There's a lot more kind of more Irish, whereas where I grew up was a lot more it's like growing up in Indiana and then someone growing up in New York, completely different.
Yeah.
So like I grew up where like surrounded by people, like I had a lot of kids in the area. So I was playing football and soccer, hence the football in my hand. Like I played a lot of fucking sports.
More diverse food, right? Yeah. That counts, right? That food impacts you, man.
Indiana's a lot of beef and corn. That's pretty much it. There's cows everywhere. There's corn everywhere. That was like every meal.
I think the first Mexican food I had was when I went to San Diego, like in my 20s.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like there's no diversity of color and food.
Yeah.
When I was
even in Indiana, middle of nowhere, like there was tons of Mexican restaurants and all kinds of stuff like that. Like,
well, Nogla, when you brought me to that Mexican restaurant, remember in San Diego, Old Town or whatever it was, the haunted house, that in that vlog, that was my first Mexican food.
Yeah. So America has a lot. What's wrong with what's going on there?
My neighbor, I think, is calling at the door. This is the dude. Like, get this. This is the dude that's called into my house, gone into my back garden, and cut down a fucking tree.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my girlfriend gave this guy permission once to go down. He wanted to trim a tree, Well, I didn't
Mhm.
know. I thought it was in the front garden. Like, you know, in driveways,
Right.
you have like shared side of driveways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might be sharing a tree or something.
And then, so then next thing you know, I go upstairs to wash my hands in the kitchen and I look out and there's this Asian gentleman chopping down a tree in my garden. I'm like, what are you doing? Fucking
For some
Christ.
reason, that reminds me of the story you told me about your best friend's dad shoveling snow with a wok.
Yeah, my friend Steven, he's half Chinese, half Irish, and his dad is full Chinese, hilarious man.
Beautiful segue there.
So they're living in Dublin and it's snowing. And when it snows in Dublin, like it can snow pretty hard, but we're also really unprepared in Ireland for anything like that. Like in America, you guys have your snow plows.
That's like Tennessee here now, though. They're never prepared.
So this dude doesn't have like a shovel or anything like that. One of those proper, snow shovels. So what he does is he goes out into the street with a fucking giant Chinese wok, a big wok, and he's shoveling.
He's just shoveling his sidewalk.
He did his sidewalk in the front garden with this fucking wok, and he starts going, "Oh, the power of the wok!" Oh, he's there. So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but I don't like it when someone comes into my garden and chops down a tree. It was a nice tree.
Yeah, you got to go have a talk with that man. Man's is
Yeah.
overstepping his boundaries.
So
Literally, his boundaries.
Yeah, literally.
Do you guys have any like bad neighbor stories, or good neighbor stories, or interesting neighbor stories? I have a few.
My neighbors hate me. Not the ones here. Not the
Oh,
ones
I
here,
have
but
a
back
good
in
I have a
Ireland.
good story about my neighbor now in
Go
this
ahead,
house.
go
So
ahead,
there's
go
a
ahead.
big ass window right in front of me. I can literally see my neighbor right now. She's walking outside, but their house is just right over here. Their actual house is probably like 50 feet away, but like, you know, the yard's close and everything, and they do a lot of gardening and stuff out there. Well, I'm obviously in here
Yeah.
recording videos and shit, screaming, saying the most vile shit ever. And
Right.
Kelly, like it was a couple years ago, she went on some trip for work. She went to like some fucking thing for seahorses. I don't even remember. She was gone for like a week. And then she
National
came.
Seahorse Convention.
Yeah, it literally like pretty much was. And she came back, and the neighbor like had to pull her over and like talk to her. And then she came and told me about this after. But yeah, the neighbor pulled Kelly aside, and she's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I was so worried about you. Where were you? Why were you gone for a week?" She's got a southern accent. And Kelly's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why? I just had to go to this thing for work." She's like, "Oh, I hear him yelling sometimes." And she was like, the neighbor was literally like, "You can tell me anything. You can tell me anything. If anything's going on." The neighbor literally thought I was domestically abusing my girlfirend because I'm just in this window
remember this.
shouting "fuck
Verbally
shit,
calling
bitch."
her dog shit
Yeah,
repeatedly.
yeah, literally,
Top of your
like-
voice.
Yeah.
I remember you told us this.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
My
funny.
neighbor, that because of you, I still haven't done it yet, but I have to call into my neighbor who's a cop. We know he's a cop. And I'm just terrified if that happened with a cop.
Yeah.
neighbor. So I've always
There's no
I said it
warning.
to
You're
Lene.
just getting busted in.
I
dude.
said it to Lene. I was like, after what happened to Tyler, I'm definitely making sure my neighbors know exactly what I'm yelling or why I'm yelling because
Like,
that was
yeah.
the funniest. Like, the
I
way-
used to.
I didn't even know Kelly was away for a week, which makes
Yeah,
it even
yeah, no,
more
and-
incriminating.
And
It's
even
like,
now they know what I do, but they're like, there's like
Yeah.
super southern, super religious, and I feel embarrassed every time I go to talk to them because I'm like, I wonder what vile shit they heard me say this week. Yeah, it was rough.
But I have a story. When I got Joel, I was in kind of like a little area, right? You're just going up there, right? And then there's the houses here, okay?
Okay.
And I got the house in the back right there, okay? Boom, boom, boom. House in the back, right?
Yep, sure. I'm visualizing all this perfectly.
Yeah. I was renting a
Whatever.
typical two-story, Brian. You know, the mass manufactured two-story in Ireland, okay?
Yeah,
And for
all
some
right.
reason, everyone who lived on my block was a nun except these people. These people down here. but
Everyone
they
was
were-
a nun.
Yeah, it was for nuns. I don't know how I got in there, but it was for nuns.
Say, why were you there?
Ireland
It
is
was
interesting,
a
man.
good
Ireland is
property. It had fast internet. It was a good property. All right, okay.
Catholic
Okay.
Church is doing well, man.
Oh, it was right next to the
Minor
Catholic
house
church.
mistakes. Yeah.
But basically, I was renting. I got Joe. Everything was fine until I got Joe. Things started getting weird once I got Joe. So usually, you know, with Joe, you'd wake up to a shit and a few pisses, and you clean them up and blah blah blah, right? But you'd have to bring him out, okay? And I had no backyard; it was all concrete, and he didn't like pooping on the concrete. He'd have to go, you know, outside on grass. And you know, sometimes you can't walk them. You could walk them some days you can't, some days you can, you know, if it's raining, whatever, you know. And this is winter time. It was one of the wettest winters in Ireland. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to bring them out the front. See, there's the house up here, a little bit of grass here, a little bit of grass. And it's kind of like communal. So there's a little bit of grass there and a little bit of grass there. And then there's the houses.
Tell your nun story. I'm going to check if what he was actually doing. Give me a sec. Keep finishing the nun story.
Okay. All right. Check on your trees there. But basically what happened is I would bring him out to poop. Joe would love to, you know the way dogs love to scrape after they poop, they love to like
wipe their ass. Yeah.
No. They like to kick the
ground.
ground.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and
I thought you were literally like they're dragging
everywhere.
their ass. Like
he does that too, but that doesn't do that much damage. It was the scraping. So he would go out there and poop several times a day and then scrape the grass. And, you know, all the nuns were nice except this one nun. I don't know how this person became a nun because they're not nice, but they weren't a nice nun.
She was a cunty nun.
Oh yeah, they hated Joe. They would wait and look out the window to try and catch us, you know, allowing Joe to poop. They're like, you don't own that grass. This is like communal grass. Your dog can't poop there. Like, to be fair, he was ruining the grass. You know,
to be fair.
It was like half mud, half grass by the end of the winter. You know what I mean? And we were just waiting till spring because it was starting to look pretty bad. But this nun would just wait, and she like, one time she caught Andrew and is like, what are you doing? What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Your dog's not allowed to poop there. And Andrew's like, it's right in front of our house. Dog's not allowed to poop there. It's not your grass. So he, you know, a nun hated us
So
really bad.
You have an angry nun neighbor.
Yeah, and she kind of shocked Joel one time when we were taking him on a walk.
You mean she shocked him?
Oh. She kind of she was only a puppy, and she kind of came out the door, and I don't know. She's a mean nun, all right. So she kind of shocked him, scared him, and so now he has a permanent fear of old women.
Of nuns. He's really afraid of nuns.
And then to make it worse, there was a pedo dog in the street too. So there was this white dog. It was kind of the curly one, a Bichon, right? It was old. It was lonely. No one ever gave it love. It never had any friends. It was probably some sort of special genes in it or something. It was messed up. And it was some like, I don't know, foreign family that was living there. And basically, you know, that dog was just trying to hump Joe all the time. It would always end up humping within a minute. We could only allow him to pass him by, maybe sniff him once, and we'd have to drag him away or else he'd get humped. Like full on, no like getting to the sides. He went straight to the back and he was trying to do business with a puppy. So he was like 12 years old. Joe's like 6 months old.
I don't think dogs really care.
It matters, dude. I think that's questionable. And then one time I left the gate open on the side and I was like, where's Joe? And I couldn't find him in the house. I went out the back, couldn't find him. The side gate was open. I was like, okay, I gotta go quick. And he was waiting outside the gate with the pedo dog. So I guess they hit it off.
I mean, yeah.
That's my neighbor's story.
It's a wild story. You got an angry evil nun and a pedophile Bichon.
A rapist pedophile dog, yeah.
Yeah. And then I had to move from that house to another house. And the day I moved, I went back to check my stuff to just pick up more stuff. I had a letter in the mail from a fan that gave me his email, his phone number, everything to contact him, his address. Like this guy wanted to be hunted down by me. I was like, wow, moved on a good day.
You just really wanted to be friends, dude. Yeah, good thing you got out of there. He would have been there, binoculars in your window. Speaking of dogs, now my dogs are barking at something. Okay, all right. Well, moving along from nun neighbors. When did you guys discover YouTube?
What about my neighbor's story?
I thought yours was the Asian guy. Go, yeah. Another one. Follow up. Go.
Oh no,
you had two. You had two.
No, I had a funny one. I've had the last apartment in Ireland I thought was working out well, but then I would if Evan like wanted to do GTA until like 7 a.m, I'd get noise complaint letters put on the door, but that's pretty straightforward. I never read them because I was just like fucking pissed off. I'm going to America. I just literally just scrumped up and said fuck off, bitch. I didn't like. I genuinely was like a horrible neighbor. I couldn't care. But there was one. I felt bad. There was a family. I lived in that like garage shed. I literally rented out someone's garage that they converted into a 1-bedroom apartment, which was super. God, I hated it. But I'd be out recording till let's say 6 a.m, and I got a complaint from their neighbor They came to, so the actual owners of the property lived next door to me because it was their garage. And they called into me and said, look, we got a complaint yesterday. We didn't hear you, but our neighbors are Muslim and it's Ramadan. Is that correct? Is it Muslim and Ramadan? I think it's a certain time of the year where they like fast and stay up until like a certain hour. They wake up real early. So like they wake up super early or something like that and they pray. And it's supposed to be very quiet and spiritual or whatever.
There's you.
And then all you hear in the background is, fuck you, you bitch. It's 6 a.m. and they just were so pissed because like it's the most important time of the year.
Yo,
so, that was a bad one. What?
Sorry to interrupt your story, but I probably have to go.
What do you mean you have to go?
It's not that funny, but Aaliyah cut off her fingertip with
okay, well then fucking go.
So she's going to hospital, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. Oh God. Well, tell her we hope she's all right. Shit, go.
Yeah, she's going to hospital. I'll yeah.
You can turn off your webcam.
No, leave the camera on. Leave the camera on. Well, fuck.
All right. Well welcome to Life with Nogla. He was an hour late, and now 20 minutes in, he's got to go.
Jesus Christ. His girlfriend is now chopped off her finger.
Well, we hope she's okay.
Yeah, of course.
But
Jesus Christ, this is... What the fuck are we going to do?
I'm so confused. I mean, we can. We can keep going, or we can stop recording and pick up later.
We can go. What would be your next topic, and then we can just finish it at that, and then wait for him to be good to go. We can
just like when did you discover YouTube, and then decide that it was a thing you wanted to do?
Okay,
like that was kind of the main.
How about I do that, and then we can wrap it up, and then we'll get Nogla back. He can finish on and explain if everything went okay with her, if he wants to. All right.
That sounds great.
Okay. So when it came to YouTube, like to do it like full time, where was I working? I was working in Subway, which I think a lot of people knew about. I was working in Subway. I was in college in Dunleary Dunleary IT. I don't know how far you want me to go back.
Well, I just like when did you even discover that like YouTube and gaming and stuff was a thing? Like when did you even get interested in it?
So I think I was 19. At 19, I went to college in Dublin Institute of Technology in Kevin Street. So Irish people will know that one. It's called DIT. And when I was in there, I was living in the countryside beforehand, so I never had broadband or proper internet. I had the old school dial-up internet. That was
same.
I couldn't watch
shit
videos
internet for the longest time.
Yeah, so I was pretty late to the internet party. Like the first Call of Duty I think I played online was Black Ops. I think that was the first time I played multiplayer online.
Same actually. And, yeah, Black Ops.
Yeah, so then I moved to the city and moved in with these other guys that were in my college class. And one of my friends, Kevin, was he was into watching YouTube, and I didn't know anything about this. And he started showing me these videos. He showed me Machinima Respawn, and that's where I saw Nanners and Hutch and Sark. And I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool. And then I found another group called Good Griefing, which was a really big, at the time, kind of trolling group that kind of introduced me into that kind of more comedic aspect, not into like, you know, really good at video games. Yeah. I was always more attracted to the comedic style. And then also Kevin's How to Annoy series, which I think was massive at the time. It just blew up on Machinima. So they were like the three main ones that I was watching at the time. And I said to my friend, I could do that. I could easily do that. I always had an interest in video making.
I was going to say, did you do any kind of video making or anything like before this? Or?
Yeah, like when I was in school, like flip phones came out and like it was all the rave. But these flip phones, they had cameras on them. And I was just constantly, everyone knew me. They're like, Hamby, would you put that fucking camera away? I was always recording everything. I'd record my friends getting slapped in the dick, which was huge in school where we'd Mickey slap each other, and they're fucking hilarious, and we'd always have someone recording. So we did a bunch of dumb shit with our camera phones. I was always into video. I used to always do, like weird, like editing on the phone, like making these, putting music to video clips or something, just doing stupid video making. So it was always in there. There was always that kind of attraction to doing something regarding video. Then I played video games, and then it was just kind of like merging of the two interests. And then I was like, you can make a living out of, doing doing this, I could do that. And then I said, I could do this better than them. I could do it better than this person. I could fucking do it. And my friend Kevin was like, no, you can't. There's no way you'll ever do that. And I was like, I could be a machinima respawn director, which looking back now, why the fuck would you want to be a machinima respawn director?
At the time, though, that was a big deal. That was a huge deal.
Yeah. At the time, that was the deal. That was like such a big deal. I was like, I want to fucking do that. But yeah, you know,
that was like as big as you could be at that time.
Yeah, so like I said, I could do it. And then he said, if you ever become a machinima respawn director, I'll eat my hat. And then when it happened, he was the first person to call me and he was like, dude, fucking hell, how'd you do it? I'm like, I don't fucking know. So it started off as like just a hobby and a dare kind of with him. He was like, you know, saying you couldn't do it. So I kind of did it because I wanted to shut him up, but we're best friends. So it wasn't like I wanted to shut him up. It was more like, you know, a bit of banter between the two of us. And then, yeah, just did it. And then,
what were your first videos like? Like, what were they?
Oh my God. Like my first video title, Jesus Christ. Do you know what it's called? Black Man Plays Black Angry Black Man. Shows how much I was like really into the whole algorithm back then.
Yeah,
like I really knew how to title videos.
Yeah.
Angry Black Man Plays Black Ops. I guarantee it's still up on YouTube right now. And my username, and this is actually kind of funny. It shows how great my intellect was so good at keeping my anonymous nature, like keeping my name secret. My gamer tag in that video is Hamby1991. Like it's like, oh, great job on keeping your second name. Like when
that was your gamer tag, not the name of the channel. Is the channel this channel still?
Yeah, it was the Gaming Terroriser from the offset, because I sat down trying to think what's a cool name, what's a name I could think of that I want, you know, I want to piss people off, I want to do it. And then fucking on the news they were there mentioning, you know, terrorism and terrorizer. She kept saying terrorizer, the fucking lady on the news, terrorizer. And I went, I'll be. And you're like,
that's a good brand. Let's go with that name.
I fucking did it, but like it was more to terrorize people. It wasn't like, yeah, it's annoying, obviously. But it's like I want to go on there and annoy people on the Gaming Terroriser. And I was like, yeah, that sounds actually pretty good. But then looking back, fucking idiot.
It's worked out all right.
It's worked out okay. It could have been a lot worse, but that was where, you know, that happened. And yeah, no, I just went on a tangent. Why did I fucking say why I was fucking calling it that?
I was just asking like what your first videos were, and you said that's what your gamer tag was at the time and stuff.
Yeah. Then so my first gamer tag was Hamby1991. Then I changed to Terroriser. And yeah, first video is Angry Man Plays Black Ops. I really did not have a great understanding of how I should be titling these videos. But like it was like this dude with like
it changes now over time.
Yeah,
nobody knew
like,
then.
But the thing is, I didn't want to delete them either, because like I was kind of like, don't be afraid that people say, oh look, your first video is like about an angry black man. Are you racist or something? Like, no, I don't even know if the dude was black, so it could have been a little bit assumptuous of me. But like, just the things you were saying in the video were
just need the title, dude. Gotta get the title.
Yeah, it worked out.
No,
well,
I left most of my, like, pretty much all of my old videos. Like, that's where I came from. Like, it was a different time. Yeah. Like, that's just how shit was. I don't hide that away. Yeah. So, but I was actually really happy with the standard. Like, sometimes you can look back and there's a few videos you look back and you think, oh, Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? But most of those early like comedy videos where you'd knife people in gun game and get their rage reaction, that's pretty much what I started off doing. So I've kind of kept on that track, Black Ops? Which is nice. In the original Black Ops,
yeah, that's where I fell in love with, you know, gun game and being a dickhead. So it's just so. But like the thing is, you know, the way you see some channels where they start off doing one kind of thing and then they kind of, you know, find their groove in a completely different area. Mm-hmm. Like I always start off I always had been into getting comedy stuff and annoying people. I never tried out doing like tutorials or
trying to be good at games. Most of like the group that was like me and like the early on guys was like me, Anthony, Brock, and Vanos. Like that was early on. We were doing like commentaries. Evan was doing like a lot of tutorials, and we transitioned to that stuff. So you started off just fucking pissing people off.
Yeah, I've stuck to it.
I
just piss off my friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it all started off. It was pretty much like a bet or a dare. And it was a hobby in which really you should always start off as a hobby. I didn't really go in with it in the mindset to, obviously with that fucking username, I didn't think it would be as successful as, which we're fortunate enough that it actually, you know, grew to be. I just did it as a hobby.
Yeah. I feel like that's one thing.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Then I just feel like that's changed though recently. Like like back then, almost everyone started just as a hobby because one, nobody really understood. Some people didn't understand you could make money. Some people didn't understand how much money. And then now, like, I feel like nowadays everybody knows, like, oh, if you do YouTube, you do streaming, whatever, you can make money doing it. And a lot of people get into it with that in mind. It just doesn't work the same.
Yeah, when you see, especially when you see people like buying houses and cars, and which is like when like a lot of people work hard, and like that's fine, like to purchase things like that. But I kind of feel like if younger people are seeing that, they're all thinking, oh well, that's what I'm going to do, and put all
It's
their
easy.
eggs in the one basket. It's not easy. It really is not easy. It's like a every fucking day thing. You have to be on point, ready to kind of. Some people are. I definitely see people are much better at adapting to things than me. But it's a 24/7 fucking deal. Like I've not seen friends in years, man. Like, oh hi.
Yeah,
Like,
Kelly just comes walking in.
My social life is definitely taking a huge fucking hit from it. But like are you
Yeah.
able to keep up with like your friends and stuff like that? Did you definitely notice like a huge kind of sacrifice that you had to make with doing YouTube?
Well, a lot of my friends went to like different colleges and stuff. So, like at the time I was starting YouTube was like at the beginning of college. So I only had a few friends that went to the same college I went to, and I didn't see them that often because we like took different classes, and we all like, I don't know. Yeah, we just didn't see each other as often because I got really busy. Like both, I was doing school and I was working part-time and then doing YouTube. Gaming and doing YouTube stuff in the other time. And I just didn't catch up with a lot of them. I've caught up with a bunch of them now, but I don't know. It's not quite the same. Like, yeah, you lose touch and like.
I've lost touch and time with some people that I really kind of regret. Which is like, I'm curious if people realize these things when they think, I want to do YouTube, and they just see what they think are the positives, like, financially, I get to play video games. This is a cool job, whatever. But then there's always like negatives to it, and definitely a huge one for me was social life, because growing up in Ireland, I had the time zone difference. It was really hard to make this work. It was really
that's.
I was trying to go to college. I was trying to juggle that job in Subway as well, family and social stuff, and then working with you guys. Like,
yeah. So what was that schedule like?
It was a nightmare. Like, it really was. Like, I got fired from one job because my excuse was I stayed up till 7 a.m. playing GTA with Vans.
Looking back on it now, you'd be like, smart decision,
man.
bitch.
The dude fucking fired me pretty much. Like, this guy was like a little egotistical little shithead, and he fired me. And now, like, it was the best thing ever. Like, if I saw him again, I'd thank him, because that was the point at which I said, you know what, fuck this. Because I was doing Patreon at the time, and thankfully, when Patreon was before, it wasn't OnlyFans, ladies and gentlemen, right? There was actually one where I didn't have to show my dick. But like,
Brian did anyway back then.
Yeah, just for, saying thank you. But, the Patreon thing really kept my, I was able to pay my rent just about. I was keeping my head just above water. I was able to feed myself just a little bit and pay my rent. And, the Patreon and my YouTube revenue, which wasn't, anything substantial at that time. It was really scary, honestly. Like, I was kind of thrown into it, and, losing my job, I was like, well, fuck it. It's either sink or swim now. And I just went for it. And thankfully, it's worked out, which has been great. But it was around that time where I didn't feel like I was as solid with the group. I kind of felt like I was able to play whenever was feasible for me. I didn't feel like I had a solidified relationship with everyone in the group. Like, it really was just be Evan would text me saying, hey, do you want to play? Like right now we have like obviously a much better relationship with everyone. Like we've, but back then I think it was very much like a gray area for me. Like, is this going to be like a career with these guys? Like, or am I, cause I felt like I was on that level where it could either work or else this is just not going to work. I have no job. That was a scary time. I didn't really talk about it that much. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't really talked about it at all, but that was like a really scary time for me, not knowing whether this was going to be something or not.
When was this? Like 2012, 2013? Because I don't remember playing with you a whole lot during Black Ops 2. I think we started playing a lot during like GTA. So
I think it was around GTA. I think it was around GTA when, because Black Ops 2, I think that was around the time where I was like, I had to focus on my job to keep paying bills and, college and all that. And then it was around GTA 5 because I remember going to the Tesco in Dundrum, which I know you won't know where that is, but Irish people, Dundrum is a huge shopping center. And I remember going to the Tesco's in there, and I bought my GTA 5. And I was living in a house in Sandyford, and that was the place at which really that's when I got fired, because we were playing GTA 5 and we stayed up too late. And then I started playing a lot more, you guys, because I had no job.
Do you oversleep? Is that why? Like you stayed up too late and overslept?
Yeah. So on a Sunday in the Super Value, which is like a Walmart, okay, I worked in the bakery. So I'd be doing like, bread, sandwiches, the deli. People come to me and ask for a sandwich and I fucking make it.
Was it the same time as Subway? You doing both or?
No, so I quit Subway because it turned out I found out the Brazilian new manager who I didn't like was actually having a kid with a girl that I used to be seeing in my previous Subway. Which is a really funny story. Okay. Yeah, really funny story, which I'm sure we can go on some other time, maybe later. So I was with this one Brazilian girl in Subway, left that Subway because I moved to a different area, and then we had our falling out, me and her as a relationship, whatever, and then. And then I'm working in this new one. This new manager comes in, Brazilian little shithead, and he told me all these constant lies or whatever. And then I found out he was having a baby with the girl I was seeing just like a few months before. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, then like I left that because I was like, I can't work with this guy. I can't fucking work with this guy. So I left, and then I got a new job in that place. And the reason why I got fired was because, and I'd never been fired from a job before. Just get that clear. I was a great worker, but I got fired because I overslept because I'm human. So I stayed up till 5 a.m. with you guys playing GTA. I had to be in work for it was a Sunday. So 8 a.m. because church in Ireland ends, like the mass would end. People coming out of the church and they'd come in for their bread rolls or whatever. Sunday is a really important day for that shop, and I had to be in there on time to make sure everything was done, and I was late and it caused a shitstorm. I fucked them. Like I came in at 10. I was supposed to be in at 8. So everyone comes in at 10, look for their bread rolls. Nothing. This little fucking dumbass was up too late. And then on Monday, dude called me into his office, sat me down and said, this is inexcusable. Yeah, pack up your stuff. You're fired. And then that's where my YouTube career really took off.
And that's when things got awesome.
And then it was like the perfect storm. I got fired. Maybe if I didn't do that, if Evan didn't make me stay up till late and get me fired, then you never know. I might have been doing. That could
blame it on Evan. It's Evan's fault. He made me stay up that late.
That might have been the deciding factor. That I started playing more, and then I started getting more solidified into the group as a whole. And then that could have been. I could be still back in Ireland working in a fucking deli making sandwiches to this day. We don't know. So that's pretty much where it all started.
For some other reason at some point. Sure.
Yeah, probably some, indecency report or something about me having relationships with too many women in work, like my previous job or something. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I never really looked back at it and thought about it too much. I just kind of got fired, moved on, didn't think too much about it, and then everything just kind of conveniently worked out.
Yeah, I was just doing.
When you're in the moment doing YouTube and everything just seemed to be working, and you're like, oh, this is great, right?
Yeah, but now, looking back on it now, you're like, holy fuck,
holy shit. You're looking back, you're like, whoa, how did that happen? Fucking hell, yeah. So that's in the moments. Yeah, we're really oblivious to how fortunate things worked.
Well, like it was like kind of gradual. Well, it's just because it was like gradual. You know what I mean? Like at the time, like you were like on the edge. Like. For probably like a year or two, still like I'm not sure that this can be. It's kind of
like Anthony. It was kind of like Anthony when you think about it. Anthony was like that too. So Anthony kind of went a bit more saying, "No, I'm gonna do, whatever he was doing in life." But I know he was around the same time, kind of on that balance point, which is really scary because you're going into the unknown, and you're like, "Fuck! If this doesn't work out, what the fuck am I gonna do?" I've dropped out of college twice, Brian. Dad fucking hates you now. You've dropped out of college twice. You can't have a conversation with someone and someone say, well, what's Brian up to? Oh, he's fucking flunked out of college twice now. So I had to make it work. But yeah, I know Anthony definitely took a different direction. He walked away from YouTube for a little bit and then came back.
Yeah, he just he didn't like Black Ops 2. Like he just didn't want to play Call of Duty and stuff, lost interest in it. Yeah. And at the same time, like he lost interest in it and also had to focus on like work and what he was doing there. But eventually came back around. He's kind of like, he like lingered around long enough that way, he could come back at some point when it was time, and when it worked out. But
yeah. Did you ever ask him if he did you ever ask him about that? Because I was always curious about that. I never thought about Anthony. Did he kind of wish he had?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about it in the first episode of this when it was when he was there and we talked about it. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was pretty much along those lines where he just like wasn't in the same position as a lot of us, because like a lot of us we were in college and working like a part-time job but didn't really need the money. Like I didn't have bills at the time. It was just my dad was like, you have to have a fucking job. He's like, help pay for school and shit. And so I was able to do YouTube on the side, but he wasn't really in that position.
Well, it was hard because I was living with random people. I was renting a room in a house with complete strangers. So like I'm there trying to stay up till late playing with you fuckers, trying to do this fucking stupid Arnold Schwarzenegger voice at the time, and like
You have people in the
people
same...
in wafer thin rooms listening to me in the other room, acting like an absolute pain in the ass.
I can't do that. If I know someone's listening, like you had no choice, but
it was tough. It was that I had to make it. I had to make it work. I had to try and find a way. I wasn't living with my family, which I wish is such a luxury that I wish I was living with my family and then I could be in another part of the house. I was living with complete utter fucking strangers who had no idea why I was yelling this shit, constantly getting in arguments that I'm too loud or whatever.
Say they ever ask you about it or like bug you about it and shit?
Well, I showed them. I came to the point where fortunately I had some really nice housemates that got it. And then when I really started moving on and getting my own place, they would text me saying, dude, congratulations. Like you've now really understand why you were yelling in your room or whatever, which is nice. I remember Connor and I can't remember the other guy, but I remember Connor texted me who I used to live with and he was like, dude, congrats. You're fucking doing awesome. So, you know, but like when you mentioned the neighbors thing, I was like, fucking hell, Tyler, how much time do you have? I could write a book.
Yeah.
Like I've had to like Nogla. I don't think Nogla's rented with strangers. I don't think anyone else really rented.
No,
I know Evan was in the dorm. You remember he was living in the dorm.
He was in a dorm. I had an apartment in college, but it was by myself.
Yeah. So
and I only moved there because my parents' internet was so bad. I was like, dude, I can't fucking do this shit anymore. It was like 7 hours to upload a video playing on 1 bar connections every game I played. So that's why I got an apartment. And I only ever got one noise complaint. And I remember it was playing Skate 3 because we were fucking laughing our ass off of that game. And the person above me got pissed. They were just like slamming their fucking foot.
Was that when you were dressed up as a Dorito or is it a wiener?
Skate 3, we had these fucking like middle-aged man looking bald, fat, chunky little dudes that we were running around as. I
do remember you playing it, but I thought one of you were also like dressed up as a giant hot dog wiener or something like that.
Maybe one of them did, but we weren't at the time, but we were laughing so fucking hard that night and it was late, like 2 or 3 a.m. that the person above me got pissed. And that was like the first time I got a noise complaint.
Yeah. So when it's like really for me, the whole neighbor thing has been a fucking journey to get to this point where I have like my own home in America. Like I really look at this house and think, thank fuck. Like I persevered through all the complaints, all the shit, trying to keep my voice down and trying to like sometimes in the earlier videos you can hear me kind of whispering sometimes, like that kind of whisper yell and stuff. It was so fucking
Is
hard.
housing like expensive in Ireland? Is that why like a house was never really an option for a long time?
Yeah. So renting, I was renting someone's garage. Okay. So 1 bedroom studio garage, let's say in Dublin, not even that close to the city, $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lot.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so like when I got a house in Indiana, which is in like 2014 or 15, that was $1,000 a month for a house, 3-bedroom house.
I was in a 1-bedroom tiny garage, $1,000. So it was me desperately trying to keep my head above water, and like that garage was where the fucking McDonald's Wi-Fi shit happened. I was like, you fuckers don't understand how fucking shit I have it here. I'm trying, you laughing at my Wi-Fi because I'm literally using this little Wi-Fi, like this little thing that plugs into the wall and has 2 antennas, and it's then picking up the Wi-Fi from across the garden into the house that's like 10 feet away. And I was picking up their Wi-Fi through this thing. And that's why my internet was so, like if it was raining or really windy, then my connection to their internet was so shit. I was so ghetto back then, man. It was so fucking ghetto. And I was working so hard to keep my head above water to get it. And then, God, it's like to make it work, you got to make such fucking huge sacrifices and really be able to adapt. And man, yeah, fuckers. Like I wish I wasn't. Just looking back at, I remember there's this German woman I lived with, and she fucking hated me. She fucking hated me because that was the session. That was the Arnold Schwarzenegger session in
Black Ops 2.
Yeah, the Steiner one. Yeah,
I wasn't there, but I remember.
She was there for that. She was there for that one, and she fucking hated me. That was when I made that joke about my neighbors are going to leave a complaint about me saying, "Dear Brian, why are you making noises of an Austrian governor or whatever, 65-year-old Austrian governor, or whatever?" That joke was based off of her because she was fucking constantly complaining about me. She was in the room next door to me.
Did she leave a noise complaint? Did you get the note?
Yes. Yeah, multiple. Even the owner of the house had to come in, and that was pretty much the end of that. That's when I got the shed, the garage. right after her. I had to move out. It was just I had to jump into the unknown again, like thinking, well, look, this is going to be more expensive, but I could be able to make more videos and make more money if I'm able to work without the limitations of having someone. So yeah, so it worked out, but there's a lot of shit that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's kind of like why I wanted to do this podcast with a lot of like you guys first, is just because like I didn't know a lot of this shit, and a lot of this stuff, like, you know, people watching get bits and pieces from each of us of like what it was like when we were starting out.
They get face value.
Yeah.
They get face value. They see a video and then they don't realize other things to it. McDonald's Wi-Fi. I was like, you little shits, you don't fucking
you have no
realize the
fucking
shit I
idea.
have to get you these fucking videos, and you fucking give me, even now I still get people saying, and I get like, it's like, you know, post-traumatic stress. I get these flashbacks of me in this little tiny garage getting noise complaints. So, but yeah, that shit was, yeah, back then it was really hard, honestly. And I'm like, when I moved over to America, and it was just like right now.
So
in this
you're
house,
here now, right? Like
I'm in America. I'm near Portland. I'm in the Washington Portland border, and like I have a house here. Everything is just amazing.
This is the place for a while. Settled in for is that the plan?
Yeah. I'm not like, I love Ireland, but like the fact that I can wake up at 9 a.m., record, go to the gym once this whole quarantine shit is done and dusted, I'll be able to, like, you know, just live a normal life, man. Tyler, if you're living in Ireland, waking up at 7 p.m.
No, I'm good.
7 p.m.
Yeah, no.
And then all you see, like, I had a nice penthouse apartment in the back in Ireland now, and it's just all glass. And then you'd look out and you just see nighttime. That's it. That's all I would see. It's just nighttime. And to be honest with you, mentally, it was depressing. Like, I don't like using that word because I think it, you know,
I mean, that's the thing. Like,
it shouldn't be used. But like, it literally would get me down. Like, I'm just constantly seeing negative. Like, when I see darkness, I think of negative. When you see it's sunny or whatever, it's positive.
That's literally just how our brains work. Like, not getting sunlight, not getting those vitamins. Like, literally, that's why they call it like seasonal depression. Like in the winter, it's because the days are shorter. You get less sunlight. You're not like.
So I can't do. I couldn't. Honestly, I couldn't do it. Like, it's, and then some people might start doing the whole, oh, why would you leave Ireland? You're not that Irish. I'm like, lads, seriously, if you to do what I do, there's certain sacrifices that have to be made, and I honestly, I can't. I could not live the rest of my life. The rest of my career waking up at 7 p.m., going to bed at 7 a.m.
Yeah, no.
I don't get to see family because they start their day at 9 a.m. All the shops and stores and facilities in Ireland aren't really 24/7, so then it's just a pain in the ass. So yeah, being over here has been a completely breath of fresh air. Everything's nice. I get to wake up, you know, live a normal life for once. So I've no intention of changing things, and I'm quite comfortable, quite happy. Internet here is dope. Thank you, America. It's great internet. So yeah, no, I'm adapting over quite nicely. I might get a little bit of a suntan too, so I won't be that pale, which is nice. So yeah, no plans of changing that. America is pretty dope so far, and yeah, just going through the shit. What I'm trying to get to is going through the shit. I have such an appreciation for where I'm at now, even more so that, you know, I wouldn't want it to have been nothing but, you know, gravy train, everything's working out. Then I don't think I'd have a sense of appreciation for everything that's happened so far. So having this house has just been like, wow, fucking hell. The shit I've had to go through to get to this point is great. So I can be loud and not care about neighbors. They can't hear me. So
I'm definitely glad that's one thing I never really had to worry about. Like, not have to like move constantly and feel like I'm pissing people off just to do what I was trying to do. Like, yeah, it's not a good feeling.
It wasn't. It wasn't. That's why I said, you remember when I said I just threw the neighbor's complaint away?
Yeah.
Because that was like my 200th complaint. I'm just like, I was past the point of caring anymore. Again, I'm just like, I need to fucking get somewhere where this isn't a thing. Well, yeah, doing YouTube in Ireland, you know, if you're doing it on your own, you're doing solo videos, that's one thing. But working with you guys was a challenge. I don't know about Nogla. I kind of felt like Nogla just was able to fly through it. He never seemed like he was stressed out. I was fucking stressed. Living with strangers was.
We'll ask him. We'll see how it was. Yeah.
When he comes
he seems
back
to be the
into
type to
hot
like
seat,
he just like flies by the seat of his pants. He just doesn't get like nothing seems to bother him.
Yeah,
usually.
nothing phases him, which is really like honestly, like I know like we can be like dickheads to Nogla and whatever and give him shit, but that's because we like really like him. That's how the Irish do it. But like you have to admire that. Like he has this nothing phases me.
Like an ignorance is bliss kind of vibe where it's just it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Who gives a shit? It's fine.
Oh, who cares? Yeah. So
Could be worse.
Yeah,
It's okay.
we can probably just wait for him to come back.
Yeah.
And we can follow up from this point.
Yeah, I'm down to do that.
All right.
Okay, welcome back, Nogla. How'd it go? You got a flannel on.
Yeah.
You had to look nice for the hospital.
That's true.
She's okay, right? You said she's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay, so what happened? What happened?
She was peeling potatoes.
Classic.
Yeah. All accidents start with that sentence. And she was using a potato peeler, and she was just peeling very fast, and went over her. It was this finger, and whatever way she's peeling, she must have went over like that, and it went like through the nail into there's a bit of a chunk.
Oh fuck!
There's like it like went under the nail, and then it's like I think it's like half her nail here. I have a picture I'll send in.
No. We're good. All right. So she's doing all right now though. She have to get stitches.
Yeah, she's fine.
No.
Did she have to get stitches?
Hospital, no stitches needed. She went to the hospital, and then everyone's in masks. There's a guy dry heaving in the waiting room.
Oh God.
And it was really disgusting actually. And the noises was brutal. That was nearly the worst part of the experience. But I just walked to the hospital from my apartment because it's really close by with her. And she did the checks. And they're not taking any visitors, so I just went back to my apartment. Then I sat on a stone wall, and it was really sunny. It was really nice. And I just waited until she was cool. We were texting and stuff, and I can show the picture.
I don't want to see it. We're good. I'm good. I'm glad she's okay.
I can put it in chat. There we go.
No.
I put it in there just for the thumbnail, but
I don't want
get it because it's her thumb. It's her nail. It was but anyway, she's fine. She's just gonna take it easy. She got like this thing, like this kind of like strap on her finger, and it's all wrapped up, and then it's like a kind of like it's wrapped up and strapped up, and she can't take it off for a week, but she's taking it off every other day just to move the finger around a bit. But I think it should be fine. I think the skin underneath her nail probably won't be normal ever again, but I think the nail going over it should be fine. Like she could have like long nails and be girly and should be okay.
That's good.
Yeah, that's what's important.
Okay, glad she's all right.
She's fine, yeah. She's
fine.
Little
bit of an adventure. Well, when you were gone, I was asking Brian some questions. I have the same question for you. And it was, when did you discover YouTube? Like, when did you find out it was a thing as far as like gaming videos?
Oh.
Like, how did you first stumble upon that? And then when did you decide that it was something you wanted to do? Like, how'd that whole thing happen?
Gaming wise, so I knew YouTube was there the whole time. It's just YouTube, like. But like I think there's a video of, it's the first ever feature of me. I'm not in the video, but I'm in a phone call within the video.
You're in a phone call?
Yeah, within the video, asking my cousin, where are you? And they're playing Golden Axe on like a square TV in an old Irish house.
What is Golden Axe?
It's like a really old game. Like it's like a Street Fighter kind of a game, but it's with like medieval dudes. And so that's the oldest me existing on YouTube. And then I've an alternative channel called Tickly Boobish. It was my original game tag.
I feel like I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that name before.
Tickly Boobish. There's a Black Ops 1 clip that I uploaded. And it's a Tickly Boobish clip of the guy lag switching. And I wanted to upload it as proof. Just in case I ever met
fucking show that bastard, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that lag switching bitch.
Banned. Yeah, it was dirty. And so those are like the earliest of me on YouTube.
You just reminded me real quick that was the first. So the first time you were on YouTube was not in your own video.
No.
There's actually a video on YouTube that was the first time I was ever in a YouTube video. It probably has like 10 views. I'm not gonna even say what it is. I don't want people to find it. But I'm in the video, and it's from me in middle school. It's from me and a bunch of my friends in middle school.
Oh,
blowing shit up with fireworks. We were blowing shit up with fireworks. We blew up a fucking toilet with fireworks.
Nice.
Yeah,
a lot of fireworks must have done that.
No, just fucking one. Just one of the big ones that goes up in the sky. If you just put it in a toilet, that shit'll blow up.
Oh,
porcelain
really?
everywhere. Yeah, because it does.
Oh,
When it
that
goes
sounds
up, it
dangerous.
explodes. It was dangerous.
You don't want to get you don't want to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like
We did some pretty dumb shit as a kid. But yeah, but nobody will find that video. If anybody does.
Talking about fireworks and blowing stuff up, I remember one time, it was when I got into secondary school, in first year of secondary school, about 13, and then you're meeting new people and stuff like that. So I just hanged out with some dudes, a couple of them bad eggs, you know what I mean? And we went into a field, they were smoking, stuff like that. And they put fireworks in manure, like a big pile of cow shit.
And nobody wins there. Why?
Nobody wins. Yeah, you just hide behind a wall and shit goes flying everywhere, like just all directions, 360.
Steamy hot shit.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we went into like a little kind of like abandoned barn that's tiny barn, stone, and loads of bulls just surrounded us and were mooing and pissed off at us, and because there was like 10 boys inside a barn. And then we just bolted once we saw a gap in the bulls and just bolted home.
So that was your hobby outside of gaming? Was just
that was when I was 13. That was when I was 13. I did that once, and I was like, I'm not hanging out with these guys ever again. I'm just gonna stay home and play video games. But the first time I wanted to do YouTube was when it was like summertime, 17, 18. I think 18, and I got out of school. And I did average because I didn't try. I was lazy. And basically, I just played video games really late, Modern Warfare 2, till about 6, 7 a.m. And I would only get Americans past like 4 or 5 a.m. So I would get in American lobbies on a 2-bar and I'd meet these Americans. One guy's Soldier Gaming, Soldier with a 3. Absolute gangster. Dude, I think he would talk about having sex with his girlfriend a lot, stuff like that. So I looked up to this guy big time. And I was like,
this guy was my hero.
Honestly, yeah, we had a couple of dudes in that group. Aesop or something with some kid's name or something. Like he was like the little nerdy kid that was good at games, a lot of anger issues, great guy. And so he was talking about how he uploaded video. I'm like, what do you mean you uploaded video? I'm like, yeah, I uploaded video of my gameplay, Soldier Gaming. You can find it if you go. It's still there for sure.
I'm about to look it up right now.
Soldier Gaming with a 3. It's going to be there. He got like a triple kill on Gold Glove.
66 subscribers, 6 videos.
Yeah, that's got to be him.
9 years ago, best quad ever. He spelled ever EVAR.
That's him, and that's a quad on Gold Glove.
Wait,
that's a quad on Gold Glove.
I'm clicking on this video right now.
Yeah, so he uploaded. He would talk stories and stuff, and I basically saw it, and I was like, "This is great. People see how great he is. This is great." And so I wanted to find out how to do it. I asked him, and he explained a few brief stuff, and got into Googling.
I see it. I'm looking at the enemy team in that clip is Onslaught, Gold Glove, Socrates, All Sham, No Wow, Woody's Gamertag, and Justra. Holy
real
fuck.
Old school. Yeah, that's honestly, if you remember that Gold Star, any of those names, they're washed up as you can get. So
Jesus.
but basically,
Justra is a fucking legend.
Justra is the man. Don't you talk shit about Juice.
They're not legends. I'm not saying they're not legends.
You said they're washed up as fuck.
Yeah, they're more like myths at this stage, but that still makes them a legend. But anyways, so yeah, he was talking about that. It got me intrigued. I instantly knew I wanted to upload because I didn't get enough points for my leaving cert to get in college, so I didn't get accepted into any college. I was on the dole. I was unemployed, getting about €100 a week, and for doing fuck all, playing Call of Duty. And I saved up my money in the dole. I cashed in enough €100 and I bought a €500 laptop and got me hop on HTTP4 and started away.
Yeah.
I think my first ever video was an emulator let's play with my brother in Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was my first ever.
See, isn't that interesting? Because what I was saying was my first video was pretty much in the same line of the kind of videos that I did throughout. Like, just it was me in gun game humiliating people. So I was saying it's interesting seeing how people started. Like, some people could have tried commentating and gameplay being good, and then people realize, oh, fuck, I don't think I'm that good to make this my thing at being good. And then they kind of dabble into different areas, and then they find their niche, I guess. But you started doing Pokemon, I could see you
Yeah,
easily doing Pokemon easily.
Well, it was the emulator.
you.
I was like, okay, well, what's easy to run on my laptop that won't blow it up? You know,
Was it Dell Inspiron?
It didn't have
was
a
it a
graphics
Dell
card.
Inspiron?
Yes, it was Dell Inspiron like 500. No, it was HP. It was a HP Dell
HP
laptop.
Pavilion.
Pavilion, that's the one.
I had one of those. Hell yeah.
I still have it somewhere. My brother used it for like 3 years in college.
I might still have mine too. HP Pavilion
long
somewhere.
did-
like a fridge.
Yeah, it
Mine
turned
was
like
nuts. Mine was actually really good.
A jet engine would turn on when you started
Intel
rendering.
HD graphics cards.
It took me like
5,000.
18 hours to render one video.
Oh yeah, a 3-minute video would take 3 hours, and now it would take me like 3 hours to upload. So it'd be like
30 frames
like-
per second.
My videos
Yeah.
rendered quick. If it was like a 3-minute
No, it
video,
was
mine
not
would
for
render
me.
in like 10-15 minutes, but the
I
upload
was-
for me would take like 7 hours.
Yeah, I would go to sleep, upload, and then someone decided to plug out the internet because of an argument, because I had a big family, and the best way to stop an argument is to plug out the internet for some reason. And then I'm like, okay, not uploading. But a beautiful feature. I don't know why this was a feature on YouTube back then, but if you started uploading from where you left off, it would continue uploading.
Continue on, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, thank God. If that wasn't there, I probably would have uploaded once a week.
Yeah,
I pretty much did
remember
upload like
that.
once a week when I was starting. So I just
But yeah,
couldn't.
that's it. That's how I got into YouTube.
Where so you were living at home when you first
yeah,
started?
living at home.
Because that was one thing Brian was talking about. Like he was moving all over the place, like shitty apartments, dealing with. Well, not that the apartments necessarily were shitty, but that he was dealing with
They were
shitty
shitty.
situations. Okay, maybe they
were shitty.
I didn't want to say they were
Yeah.
shitty, but you said the first one was shitty, but more of just shitty situations.
Conditions are nowhere near as good as they are now.
Well, obviously,
for sure.
yeah.
We didn't start off with everything handed, fast internet, good PCs, good cameras, everything. We started off with terrible equipment, and you had to grind your way to get something better. The ladder, boys, we climbed it. But yeah, for sure. I remember basically playing until 9 a.m. The second the shop would open up at 7 a.m., I would walk to the shop and I would get a breakfast roll. I'd eat the breakfast roll, crash, and wake up at about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. to my mom basically saying dinner time and getting me out of bed with food. And I would do that, and I would stay inside my room so much that there was like mold growing on the windows. Mold growing on the windows. And I was like, okay, I have to open windows, because there's just straight up mold growing on them. And it was nasty. It was not a good environment at all. Healthy, no. It was just, I was obsessed. It's all I thought about.
Yeah, same. That's how like when I was starting, I was going to school at the same time, and I always said like I had an academic scholarship when I started college, and within like 2 years, when YouTube started to take off, my grades went like this as my views and like channel success went up. Like the more and more like my YouTube channel started to do well, I just didn't give a fuck about school. I quit going to classes. I would just skip tests. Like yeah, I went from having an academic scholarship to being on academic probation in like a year. It was bad.
I actually went to college just to get better internet.
Same. Well, not that I went to college, but I actually moved to like my college campus just to get better internet.
I moved to go. I went to college for better internet. I did not go to finish that degree. There was no way I was finishing that 40
There's definitely
degree.
cheaper ways to get good internet.
Yeah, but I had
Oh
to have
yes,
a decent
$10,000
reason to
tuition,
move
but good
out.
internet sounds like a deal.
I had a
that
decent reason to
in
move out.
Tralee?
No, that's true.
In Tralee?
Yeah. Truly, yeah. And no one knew I did YouTube.
Tyler,
no one had a clue.
No person goes to Tralee IT in order to finish to get a fucking degree from Tralee IT.
Well, they do. My brother
Ain't
my
gonna
brother
fucking-
did. My
Oh,
brother
mind you,
did. He got a
yeah.
1-1.
He's actually, in fairness to your brother, but he's doing like physiotherapy.
No,
Isn't he?
it's something else. It's something else.
Or
I don't
some,
know.
but something like
You
that.
don't know what your brother does.
But he was
It's
doing
not-
something
it's
fucking
not-
good.
Yeah, he did good in whatever he did, right?
Yeah.
He did good. But he didn't go until later on. But I went on my own. I was living with an African, and I think he was Nigerian. I forget his name.
I remember he used to go out partying all the time.
No, we didn't. He kept
No, he
asking
did.
me.
I thought
Oh yeah. He had
went
like
out
an
all the
online
time.
girlfriend in France, and I was like, and he was looking for white women. He only liked sleeping with white women. And he was a chef. He didn't even go to college. It was a college apartment complex. He didn't even go to college. He was just this African chef that would come home smelling horrible.
He was a chef, I remember.
He would play 2 Chainz at like 7 a.m. when I'm going to sleep. He would wake up to 2 Chainz He would go clubbing as much as possible and try and bring women back. I had to be white women.
This guy sounds like he fucks.
Sleeping with anyone else other than white women.
This guy
like
definitely
talking
fucked.
about how much. He said the white women loved it.
Black cock.
Yeah, and he had a French girlfriend in Monaco, and I was like, yo, what about like, cheating? That's cheating, right? And he's like, but she doesn't know it can't hurt her, and it's long distance, so it's not cheating. So he was talking about becoming a DJ, but the guy had no drive, no dedication to anything in his life. He would verbally abuse his other African friend that I liked. I forget his name. Adam was his name. He would come in after work, after his work, he would come in, bring a mattress into the kitchen, sleep in the mattress. There was no room. You couldn't walk into the kitchen anymore because the kitchen was tiny. You only could, the floor was the size of a mattress.
How have I never heard about this fucking guy? This guy's amazing.
He was super homophobic. He was talking like, it gets worse. He was the worst person I ever met. Like,
but you didn't point out the fact Nogla used to enjoy the friend coming over because he actually liked.
Because he was nice, and we'd watch documentary stuff in Africa, and I'd be like, "Is that what it's like over there?" And he's like, "Yep."
And then the other guy,
he would cook never for me and leave a huge mess, fill the sink with shit. So I lived off Subways. The Adam guy would visit, bring in his mattress. And when he'd wake up in the morning, he'd take his mattress away and go off to work, and I don't know what he did. But I'm pretty sure he was living. And he would get abuse from the other fella. Adam would get some serious abuse. And me and Adam were one time in the kitchen just chilling, watching our lines on TV. And the other fella, we'll just call him, I don't know what we'll call him. I forget his name. I think I blurred it out. But he was talking about how the partying's so bad in Ireland because in Africa they stay up till 6, 7 a.m. and in Ireland they close at 2 a.m. And I was like, yeah. I'm going on about different cultural differences. And then he was talking about gay people and all this other stuff and talking about how in Africa, what he'd do to a gay person in Africa. It wasn't a handshake anyway. It was something much worse than a handshake.
Jesus.
So I was like, me and Adam just looked at each other when he was talking about burning people, and me and Adam just started looking at each other like, is this dude for real? Like you should chill out there. And we're like, you're joking, right? When someone says something so ridiculous, you said you're joking, right? You're just having a laugh here. And he's like, no, brother, I would do it. If I could, I get away with it, I would do it. So
you need to catch up with this guy.
Difference.
Even though you hate him,
no.
You just got to see what he's up to these days.
I met him in a Dunn stores like 2-3 years ago, and he's like,
really?
"You want a party? You want a party, brother? You have my number." And I'm like, no, I'll see you later, man. I hope you're well. Goodbye. And I met Adam, and I gave him a nice, friendly smile. He was cool, but that was like the ultimate contrast. That taught me that race doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what race you are. You can still be a horrible person. That's what that taught me. I learned that race is irrelevant on that time, period. And it was only 4 months I was with that guy. I moved out so fast. It took me 2 months to get internet because the landlord was like, no, you can't put your own internet. You have to share it with everyone. And the internet shits the brick at 5 p.m. and I couldn't do YouTube for 2 months. So my dad had to hook up somehow and got a guy to just come in and set it up. And we just did it without the landlord knowing. We didn't tell her. We didn't do anything. She was I'm pretty sure she was a witch. She didn't practice.
She was a witch?
She didn't practice witch stuff.
Witchcraft?
But she behaved like a witch. Like she behaved like the person that steals kids and cooks them. You know what I mean?
I had that.
She just gave off those vibes, So I was
kind of
very
like
happy
the nun?
to move out of there. Oh, I'd say her and the nun got along well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it. That was a bad experience. And then I had another bad experience with a Nigerian, and it was a guy that tried to sell me a cat.
Yeah,
online.
I remember that. That's what when you were talking about this Nigerian guy, I was like, didn't you tell us some story about some Nigerian guy and a cat?
Yeah. So I tried to buy a cat online. I was feeling fairly lonely. This is before I got Joe.
When was this? This is like 2015, 2014?
This is before I got Joe. So a year before Joe.
I don't know when you got Joe. Like, I don't keep track. I didn't write down the date.
Dogs are too much effort. I get a cat. So I started looking online for cats. And I don't know, I got to some websites and started finding out about cats. And this cat I liked, it was a Maine Coon. It was a nice cat. Apparently you can put leashes on him and walk him. So I was like, cool, it's kind of like a dog. And I followed up with it anyway, and they're texting back and forth, and he's making up the story, and he's got pictures and everything, like of like he was pretending to be a white woman from Galway, and that's moving with her a boyfriend to England, and they got to get rid of the cat fast. All right. So basically, I was like, fair enough, the text, and he got pictures of a white woman in front of the cat. And I was like, this is great.
He's just walking down the street. Excuse me, ma'am, can you take a picture with this cat for me?
Just texting. And then basically, I was like, cool, everything's cool, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'll email you the details all tomorrow. The email was sketchy, very sketchy. It was like there was weird PNG, JPEGs in it. It was just a strange email. It wasn't like hey, blah, 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 blah. Here's all the details. See you later. It was like they had PNGs, they had borders, they had images, they had colors everywhere. Like it was like
he had a real fucking bamboozle going on there.
No, he was trying to be really convincing.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is like too much. So I just chilled out, and it was Western Union. So I was like, okay. I looked into Western Union.
Okay.
That's what put me off. I was like, Western Union? Okay, that's a bit sketchy. Yeah. So basically, I looked into Western Union. I was like, people scam people a lot through there. This email's a bit weird. I put on a Sherlock Holmes hat, and I was like, I'm going to chill on this. I'm going to wait on this. Then I got a phone call from a random number, and I answered it. Right. And he answered because he phoned me like, hey, where's the money? And I was like, I was just waiting on it, man. I was just getting everything prepared, stuff like that. And he sounded African. He's like, yo, where is the money? We are leaving very soon. Me and my girlfriend are leaving very soon to London. You need to get the money to us right now, or else we can't get the cat to you, and we'll have to put the cat down. And I'm like, bro.
Oh my God, he threatened to murder the cat if you didn't buy it.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is a bit sketch. So I was like, all right, just relax, man. Okay, I'm working at it. And so I ended the call anyway with him, and I checked the area code of the phone call, and it was Nigeria. And then I was like, yeah, I was about to get scammed. So there was no cat. That was it.
Damn.
There was no white girlfriend either.
He lying about that shit too.
I think that whatever cat was in that picture was loved and cared for, and
we can only hope. We can only hope.
And then when you moved in with the other guy, did you like listen to his voice? Go, I know that voice.
What do you mean?
The other Nigerian guy was actually that guy.
It was actually the guy who was scamming you.
Yeah.
This whole time.
He's like, you're not gonna buy my cat. I'm gonna make your life hell.
No, that actually happened after the first guy.
So maybe
got my own place.
Yeah, you moved out, and that guy's like, nah, you're still gonna hear from me, motherfucker. I'm gonna get some money out of you.
I want to send you a cat.
But yeah. Oh man, college was wild. I went to about 50% of my classes. I passed my first year. And then I told them I had family problems and I was taking a year off. And then once the year off was like, hey, I'm not coming back. And they're like, yeah, it's cool. So,
we kind of figured.
Yeah. But no one in college knew I was a YouTuber. I was a complete anonymous guy. None of the guys I hanged around knew why I was like.
You never told them that you did that?
No, they never knew. They just probably thought I was on drugs. Or, I don't know. I don't care.
That's how I feel some of my neighbors feel sometimes. I'm a drug dealer or something.
It's so great. It was so nice going from being on YouTube, getting recognized in every COD lobby, to knowing at college, no one at college knowing who I was. It was a nice double life for a while, Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, I mean, so when did you start moving like to America and back and forth? Like when did that?
About 2015, I got like approved to go to America for an X amount period of time, and I went there for about 5 to 6 months, less than 6 months, and I was living with Louis. Me and Louis were living together. I moved out, and then he was like, "I'm sick of my family. I want to live with you." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. I have a spare room." So he lived with me, and I said to him, my only rule is you don't have sex in the room next to me. And he was like, yeah, man, you know, your house, your rules, respect. He broke that rule.
I was there. I slept on the couch and heard creaking fucking floorboards above me.
Yeah, Louis did not respect
Louis
that
fucks.
rule.
Louis fucks.
Listen,
Louis
Louis fucks.
I remember one time we were at the DMV waiting for his car to get serviced, and I was just sitting next to him, and he was on Snapchat, and he just opened up a random Snapchat, and it was just some nudes. It was just her sending me nudes, and I was like, yeah, I didn't think that was gonna pop up, Louis. Sorry about that. And he's like, yeah, it's okay, man. Don't worry about it.
I couldn't believe I had
He
to
was
sleep
fairly
on
casual.
the fucking couch. I slept on the couch. Louis wasn't there all day. All day. I hadn't met Louis. The first time I fucking met him properly, I think, was when I met him and he brought home this girl. I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, blah, 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 yeah. And then they go upstairs and then I'm just on the couch like...
I was a deep sleeper, so it was
you
good
were fast sleeping. Then you came to, morning, Brian! And I was like, fuck you.
I'm feeling great. How are you?
You fucking pricks. Come down to San Diego. It'll be great.
It was fun though. It was fun.
That was
San Diego was a lot of fun.
That was a
good period. That was my favorite period on YouTube. If I could say my most enjoyable time on YouTube was that period.
When was this? Like 2015?
When I was living 2015 summertime was the most fun I've ever had.
When I did my vlogs. That was fun.
That was great.
Wait, Brian, did you visit often or what? Or was it just like
I think it was just once. It was once or twice. Might have been twice actually. I don't know.
I could have visited twice to where he was in San Diego, but when I first went down, like, had I met you before? No, God.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably some convention. I don't know. I don't care.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't care.
I've met you enough.
No, but it was around the time where YouTube was really kind of.
It was doing amazing.
From me going over to America, like it's just this fucking new.
It was so fun. It was so fun. Yeah. I had so much different
bizarre.
food. I got in and out so many times.
It's like everything that you guys would take for granted. Like it's just normal stuff. But for an Irish person coming over, you're like, fucking hell, this place is crazy. This is.
Yeah.
So it was like around that time. Definitely, I agree. Was fucking.
Really
amazing.
Fun. Really
we had
fun.
a lot of fun on that trip.
First American experience.
Say what was like the main difference, or I guess, or like the main thing that like
the weather
you noticed and like shocked you that was so different.
Weather, how cheap fast food is, and the variety of fast food, and just how good in and out and like the fast food is there. Like in Ireland, the fast food in terms of like burgers is very strict. There's the standard chipper burger, and then you got some McDonald's, Burger King, but they're not like drastically different. In America, you got some bangers. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking to be like a greasy fat loser, right? You get Five Guys.
This is the country to be, baby.
You get Five Guys.
Yeah.
If you're looking to be a little bit healthy, but at the same time, kind of spoil your taste buds, in and out. If you're looking for a top tier chicken sandwich, Chick-fil-A. If you're looking for a top tier chicken sandwich with a spicy shit afterwards, Popeye's spicy sandwich do the job for you. If you're looking to get the runs, but you want a good time, Taco Bell chicken quesadilla with the cheese in it will ruin your asshole. Ruin your asshole.
I need a series of Nogla fast food reviews.
I know I Taco Bell 2 days in a row. And
that'll clean out your system.
I had the runs for a solid 2-3. It took a while for my shit to get back to normal.
That'll clean out your system.
You know what? Underrated? Carl's Jr.'s underrated, to be honest.
Carl's Jr.'s on that side. On that side of the country, it's Carl's Jr. On this side, it's Hardee's. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but East and West is
McDonald's,
different.
you know what? Is good if you just want to, like, I feel McDonald's is good if you want to go to sleep. Like, if you want to get...
if you want a coma, you want to put yourself in a food coma and then feel awful when you wake up.
Yeah. But if you want to get to sleep, I think McDonald's, like, the small Big Macs, man. Get 2 of the small Big Macs. You don't really need the fries because they're usually cold by the time they get you next to you, unless you have a McDonald's like 2 minutes away. But the 2 little Big Macs, get yourself a yogurt parfait, and just you'll be knocked out from those two big Macs or little ones. They'll KO you and you'll sleep like a baby, dude. It's like NyQuil except in burger form.
I always fall asleep after Chipotle. Chipotle makes me tired. I don't know why.
No,
I eat a big Chipotle bowl and
shit corny, and my shit my shit gets like inconsistent. It can be like squishy hard.
Okay. All right,
It's like
cool.
it has like 3 different levels
go
of
on.
density and everything else. So
what
my
color?
shits-
What color?
My like brown, but then lighter brown, then lighter brown. But my shits get so bad in America. Like my diet in Ireland's really good. Right. Then I come to America, my diet's terrible. I get back acne, just spots, just awful. And my shit start turning more yellowy and getting like more squishy. But in Ireland,
squishy.
but in Ireland, I've like
Squishy.
I have beautiful shits in Ireland.
Squishy.
But yeah,
a really happy shit
America's a
emoji.
double-edged sword, man. I like lose weight in Ireland, get healthier, and then I go to America, I gain weight, get stomach problems. I feel like America's great. Like it's the greatest and worst place in the world.
Double-edged sword, dude.
Love-hate relationship.
You can make it, and
You can overdose on America.
big time. Oh, yeah, exactly. I think if you don't have discipline, America will run you over with pleasure and luxury. And if you have an addictive personality, don't be in America. Go to the back arse of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, in a cave, and you'll have a good life. You go to a city in America with an addictive, undisciplined, lazy personality, you will be hospitalized by Uber Eats in 5 years.
It's like a really
Unless
bad
Uber Eats wants to
relationship.
sponsor this podcast, then it would be
like-
posted.
They
Like
follow
some-
me on Twitter. They do follow me on Twitter, and I think it's because they know how much I spend on Uber Eats. I'm not kidding you. I'm
They
not kidding.
followed me and unfollowed me immediately, by the way.
Oh, I talk about how
fucking
great they are.
hated that. I was so excited. I was like, sponsorship, and then gone. And then
I think I have a credit card that maxes. I have a credit card that maxes out at $5,000, and I'm 100% sure that I've maxed my credit card purely on Uber Eats in 1 month.
It's
I
like,
think I spent
isn't the credit card
$5,000.
limit usually in a
with
day?
you is like America with you is like
Or is it
a
a month?
really bad relationship with a girl that's really good at sex, and everyone knows this is not right for you. She's not right for you, but you won't leave her because it's really good sex, and then it's really fucking you over. But you know you should walk away, but you keep coming back. That's what Uber Eats and food in America. It's like I go home in Ireland. I go home in Ireland. I'm having smoothies. I'm having chicken. Clean eating. Great.
Chicken,
Going to the
rice,
gym.
broccoli.
And then the second I land, my fucking waistband goes from a 32 waist to 34 once I step
I'm
off the
actually
plane.
getting lightheaded.
America, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like I try and drink water wherever I go.
I'm lightheaded now, man. I'm just thinking.
That's all the nuggets you've been eating.
No, I just haven't eaten that much food. I'm gonna get Uber Eats now.
He's
Yo,
never
honestly,
again.
Uber Eats is like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
You don't know why the problem is this.
No. Listen, though, I found a workaround in Uber Eats. I live in the middle of nowhere, like countryside. Brian knows, in Ireland. I have a taxi driver named Mike that lives in.
You
the
told
same
me about
town
this
as
guy.
me.
You told me about this guy.
a legend.
Mike
He's a
is a
legend.
hero. Mike, I will phone Mike up, and there's a Chinese and like a chipper inside my local town, but I live outside the town. I'm like middle of nowhere, no walking anywhere, no nothing, right? And I can phone him up like, yeah, Mike. It could be like at 9 p.m. He's with his family, sitting down.
Yeah.
Mike, you up to them much? No, I'm all right. What's going on? Could you get me a 4-in-1 at the Chinese there? And he will go into the Chinese, pay for it with his own money, all right? Bring the 4-in-1, which is chicken, chips, rice, and curry, all in like a carton container.
It's amazing, by the way.
And they bring it to me, and then he'll hand it off to me, and I'll say to him, you mind if I pay you like tomorrow or something like that? And he's like, next time I need a taxi going somewhere. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And he'd go back home.
This guy's a fucking
he's
superhero.
my private Uber Eats.
God, yeah.
My private Uber Eats.
You know, you could just get a car and drive yourself. But I mean, why would you when
I
you
don't
have
know how to
fucking
drive.
Mike?
I don't know how to drive, but I have a car that is an SUV, brand new 2020, sitting in my front yard. And
When did you get this?
I bought it this year.
But you can't drive it.
And I don't know how to drive.
So what's the point? Why'd you?
It's just chilling there. I bought it because I don't know. It was a good car. I bought it. I liked it. I bought it. I walked into a dealership. I was just looking at cars, researching. I'm a big researcher. I'm a big researcher. Okay?
Why don't you research how to get a fucking license?
The Peugeot 3000, and I've passed the written test. I just have to take the 12 lessons.
So go do it.
I have to take the 12 lessons, which I can do when I get back to Ireland, but I can't because of the quarantine. All right, I was going to do them. But
Who's your financial advisor?
I was going to do the lessons. I was going to do the lessons in February, but then I had to get a surgery. All right. So yes, I'm using a victim card.
That's fine.
Oh, here
but
we
I had
go.
to get to surgery, so I couldn't do the lessons. But I bought the car back in January. I was going to take the lessons, and then I found out I had to get a surgery. Okay,
Nogla's the dude who's like,
all right.
Nogla's the dude who's like, all right, you know what? I feel like I could like golfing. He goes and spends $5,000 on golf equipment, fucking
gear,
clubs and shit, and then just sucks ass and quits playing.
I did used to play golfing, and I was okay at it. I was okay.
He used to play golfing.
And my dad was a manager of a golf club, so I would go. The good memories there, man. I love chicken nuggets and fries in Lucasade Sport. By the way, that's just injected into my veins.
Nothing to do with the conversation.
But no,
I
it's
used to
just
do
food.
golfing a lot. My father was big in a club, and I love chicken nuggets.
I will go there and get chicken nuggets, fries, red sauce, and Lucasade Sport after a round of 9. Okay, but anyways, that's besides the point. Okay,
The point is
So
you
I got
bought
the
a car and you can't drive
I
it.
was researching for months. I was like, I'm going to get a Peugeot 3008. Okay, I've got to get it under a certain amount of limit to avoid certain taxes and all that stuff, right? So I bought a car under that limit, but I came upon it by accident. I was basically going back from a doctor's visit in Dublin. And then I was sitting in a car with a guy, and he was like, "There's loads of dealerships around in this area, whatever, right?" And he's like, "Oh, bring me there." I went there. Walked. First place I went into, my train was in an hour. Okay, and I went in, and I was like, "Oh, I like this car." Sat into it, felt good. I'm 6'4", so I need something spacious. Sat down with him, like, "Okay, I'll get the car." Explain my situation.
The salesman fucking just.
Yes.
Please have a seat. Have a seat in the car. You sit in. Nogla sits in it. I'll take it. I can't drive it, but I'll take it. How did you get the car to your house?
Like 40,000. I'll offer you 45,000.
Okay, so
Drive a hard bargain, Mr. Nogla.
I sat down, said I wanted the car. What you got in packages? You did me a deal, got me an upgraded version within the budget, and then I said to him, "Okay."
Wait, he got you an upgraded version? He upsold you on a car you can't drive?
He upgraded me. He was a really nice dude. So,
I bet he was.
No, because I was paying straight up cash, but you know what I mean.
Weird
so
flex.
Like, it wasn't like an interest APR kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, I said to him, "Okay, I have a train in 40 minutes. Can we get this done?" And he's like, "Yeah, we can get it done."
Oh, don't
he
you
started bombing out the paperwork, whipping around. We signed it. I bought a car in 30 minutes. Got my taxi. The taxi driver waited outside for me. Got my taxi driver back to the train station.
Hold on. You get in the taxi and the guy's he's like, "Oh yeah, I just bought a car."
Yeah. He was like, "What the hell?"
Enjoy your drive. I can't drive.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, I can't drive.
Brought me back. Got the train home. Then I basically paid the deposit on the car. Stuff like I signed a contract, paid the deposit on the car next day. Then I paid for the rest of the car like a few weeks later. Phoned Mike. I'm like, "Mike, can you bring me up to Dublin to pick up a car?" Me and Mike got on a train up to Dublin, got a taxi to the place. We got the car. Mike drove me home to my house, and that was it. That's how I got a car. And I can't drive it. It's sitting there ever since.
What a fantastic, amazing shit that can only happen to Nogla.
Yeah, I'm getting some.
My man just impulse bought a car he can't drive.
It's a fantastic car.
I don't doubt it, but
I told my dad about it, and he was proud of me. And my dad's a picky man.
Okay. Well, I don't know where to go from that story. Holy shit.
So moral of the story is, kids, when you buy a car, make sure you know how to drive it, and that you're not gonna have an operation on your balls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Don't do a Nogla.
Don't do that.
Brian, have you still been hitting old golf balls? Nogla was playing some golfing.
Not now. The pro up in my golf club emailed me about I want to do one-on-one lessons, And so I was about to do
yeah.
it, and then next you know the quarantine happened. So like
Yeah, but I just didn't know if you could still like go hit balls like on your own.
Well, like honestly, when it comes to this whole virus thing, I think I've been overly kind of like paranoid. I'm like, no, I'm not going. I'm not fucking going. I'm not risking it. Not going.
Like today was the first
range.
time I left in like weeks.
Yeah, I hadn't left the house in like 2 weeks. I did go golfing like 2 weeks ago. Like we went golfing and it was just like, you know, no carts, that way nobody's in the same cart. Everybody keeps their distance.
Yeah.
You go out and it was just nice to be outside doing something, but still like away from people.
Like, I don't think it's that bad in like certain areas. Like, I think it's like hot spots. I think like it's very like hotspot dependent.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like
anywhere where you have high
Jersey,
popular,
New York, New York, New Jersey, nightmare. But I was just chilling, sitting on the stone wall, right, waiting for Leah. People walking their dogs, like some people without masks. Like there was more people like walking around than usual. So I think it's like, I don't know like how bad it is. But it's like, it's kind of like something that they have to evaluate after the fact. You know what I mean? But
it's hard. There's like just so much info. Like I just saw something today that they like ran some tests or something, and potentially it's like 40 to 80 times as many people have gotten coronavirus than they have like reported tests or whatever, because some people get incredibly mild cases.
Yeah, like some people.
But that also means there's way more people that have it that don't know they have it, which is part of the problem.
I know I don't have it. No one I know have it.
Okay.
I haven't left my house literally in 3 weeks.
Same, pretty much like 2 weeks.
Target. I haven't left in 2 months. They did like, it honestly feels like 2 months since like start of March.
As his hand is on his face and he just collected his girlfriend from a hospital.
Yeah, that hospital's a fucking scary place to go.
There was a dude in the front who was dry heaving. He could barely breathe.
He literally said that.
And now I'm just scratching my face.
He was more vomiting than anything.
I shook his hand.
Stuff.
I could tell he was having a hard time. Nice to meet you. You're doing all right.
You'll be grand. You'll be grand. Don't worry.
It could be worse. You could have a car and not be able to drive it.
Yeah, so once I'm allowed to leave the house and going straight back up.
I want to watch A Quiet Place 2. That's the first thing I want when this is all
you want to go to a movie theater?
Yes, that is the first thing.
Do they have any drive-in movie theaters? You should see if they have any drive-in movie theaters that are still.
Nah, they don't do that. Everything's shut down in California.
Back in the day. Even a drive-in theater, you literally stay in your own car.
They have everything shut down. They actually, there's some places where you can't even drive around in your car because they say your car is not safe enough either. That's what they were saying. So they wouldn't do a drive-through.
Yeah, they don't have that here. It's pretty chill. It's pretty chill up in Washington, so it's okay.
Yeah, golfing is like the one thing that I've still done. Like my dad wanted to go golfing today because like a lot of the golf courses basically they like shut down the clubhouse. You just call and check in on your phone. You pay in advance on the phone, and then they don't let you get in carts together. You go out as like a small group, and the group itself just stays away from each other.
Yeah, it's like a social distancing sport anyway.
The cup that the ball goes into, they have it like really short, so that way you don't have to reach down into the cup and touch it. So you're not touching the same cup. So you just touch your own ball.
Nice. Cool, that's a good touch. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so I've done that a couple times. Other than that, though, I've just been fucking sitting inside.
Yeah, I saw you went recently with your dad, and I looked and I was like, oh, you bastard.
Yeah, I told you I want to go golfing with you sometime, but obviously once all this is over, us three should go. I want to see Nogla golf.
Vlog it.
Yeah,
that's what we said.
But
you put GoPros on the golf cart, it'd be cool. Just need this thing to go away. And then
I would probably just record it when I'm not swinging. We won't have me in the footage.
Yeah, no, but a cool thing is just to have a GoPro on the golf cart, and you just talk. That could be its own video itself of just driving around.
Do you guys have any good stories? Does anyone have a story better than me? I feel like I've been spoiling you guys.
I have a golf story. I don't know if I told this story before.
Oh, I do have a golf story.
Oh, I did tell this story before on a video on my channel. It was about a kid who pissed himself on a golf course, which I don't think is impossible because you can just pee on a tree, but he peed his pants.
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, he was like the annoying kid that I didn't want to be partnered up with, and then I got partnered up with him, and the one time I get partnered up with him, he pisses himself. To the point where his shoes were so wet they squeaked when he walked. And then I caught him pouring, he had a big gallon thing of Kool-Aid, he poured it on his crotch to make it look like he spilled it, and then like rubbed dirt on it, and then he rode home in the coach's car with piss-covered pants. Anyway. It's not that good of a story, but you just made me think of it.
It's pretty terrible. I feel bad for the guy. It reminds me
I
of
don't.
one
He was
time.
annoying as fuck. Fuck that kid.
But my brother, one time he was playing golf, and you know the way you drive in the golf caddy and stuff like that, and it kind of sometimes it goes across courses, but the likelihood of you being hit is fairly rare. No,
I got hit before.
Yeah, so my brother, he was teeing off, you know, bang, whacked it, pretty good one, 200 yards, you know, and it landed at the roof of our school's president's golf caddy, which is pretty funny. So that was a
it didn't hit him though,
experience. Right? No, unfortunately.
I got hit by a golf ball in the head in high school. We were walking from the parking lot to the driving range, and to get to the driving range, you go on a sidewalk around the 18th green. And the 18th green was a 180-yard par 3. There were people teeing off. This dude just fucking bombed it like 20, 30 yards over the green, yelled 4, and the green was surrounded by pine trees, but there was a gap in between. I'm standing in between 2 pine trees. They yell 4. Both my friends jump into the other pine trees to like dodge it. I look up just in time to see the ball, turn my head, and it cracks me like right here in the top, and just blood just starts rushing all over.
Did that leave any long-term damage?
I don't know. I definitely felt like, I'm pretty confident I had like a concussion that day because I felt off like for the whole day. Blood was everywhere.
Think about it. When my grades went down, was just the following days. Then my views went up. My views went up as I got more dum-dum, and then my grades went down.
Yeah.
Mystery.
But I remember talking to the people that hit me afterwards, and they said that they heard it, and they thought it was the sound of the ball hitting the sidewalk when it hit me in the head. It made that loud of a fucking crack.
Bone would do that, I'd say.
Yeah.
With a fucking golf ball.
My
what
dense
the hell was
ass
he
fucking
using?
head.
How does he go around like 210 using a 9-iron or a pitching wedge?
I don't know. He went literally like 15 yards over the green. Like flew it over the green. Not bounce. Flew it over the green.
He uses his new hybrid.
He's like fucking trying to hit me or something. Yeah, I don't know.
That's fucking...
Yeah, I got hit by a golf ball. So now anytime I'm on a golf course and someone yells 4, I fucking hide like a pussy every time. I get weird looks from everyone we're playing with. I'm like, dude, I've been hit. You don't want it to happen, man.
You stick your head into the bunker like those
Fuck yeah,
birds.
No good. It's no good. It's not good at all.
What else we got going on?
Can you tell a story about when you shat yourself?
You told that in the video.
When you were playing football, wasn't
it?
Oh,
no, shit. How many times have you shit yourself? When was the last time you shit yourself?
I got hit in the nuts. I didn't shit myself.
I shat myself.
Oh, you talk about that one then. I'd like to hear that.
I had a...
Terrorize a poo story.
I have two stories. Both
two
of them
poo
include
stories.
Two poo stories.
Fantastic. Oh, yes.
So the first one is pretty brief, pretty straightforward. I play for a football club in Dublin called Lurid Celtic, which is quite a big football team in Dublin. And I was starting, like I played all the time. I was a starting player. And I just wasn't feeling well this day. I had like just a rumbling stomach or whatever. And I'm playing away. And then suddenly I just like came to the point where it's like my stomach is killing me. And then next thing you know, I just feel like, oh, I don't feel good. And then next thing you know, you feel, oh God, I need to shit. and then I'm just sprinting across, like I'm wearing shorts. And then next thing you know, I'm just running. And as I'm running, you know when your body aligns itself perfectly and has this perfect, like your ass is just like exposed. I'm in a position where pretty much my sphincter just gave up. I'm in this stride, and then
I couldn't hold the wall anymore.
Shit runs down my leg.
And no!
I find this tree, and I'm just like, I just pull my cactus and I'm shitting on this tree, and I think I'm in perfect cover, but no, I'm not. The whole football team just looking over at me, just shitting.
Look at Brian McElhenry shitting himself by a tree.
Absolutely shat myself, and then it my brain, it was so like traumatic. My brain had eliminated that whole memory. That I went to a different club called Crumlin United, and one of the lads I was playing with called Clayton.
You moved club. It was so embarrassing. You're like, I can't see those guys ever again.
I moved club, and I joined up with an old teammate from that club who joined Crumlin as well, Clayton. And then I thought like my past was all gone behind me. And then Clayton then brings up the story. Do you remember the time you fucking shit your pants on the tree? Do you remember that? And all the new teammates just looked at me like I ruined my credibility in the club.
This is our striker?
They just looked at me and I'm just like, Clayton, you fucking prick. Why would you bring that up? So that's one shit story. But the best one was when
It's better.
This is. I'll leave it at this one. I ran a sports day. You know, Nogla in school we have sports day.
Yeah, you have your sports days.
You guys have a track day. Is that what it's called? Or
field day? Field day.
Yeah.
That was in like elementary school. That was like an elementary school.
This annual once. Yeah, in primary school, elementary school for you. So like we had different races and different stuff, and the one race that everyone wanted to win.
Wait, what did you guys call it again?
Sports day.
Sports day. So there was the one race that everyone like. There was like the Mickey Mouse races of egg and spoon and fucking blah 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 beanbag shite or whatever. No one took that shit serious. But there was the races that everyone wanted to win, like the 400-meter relay or whatever. And so we had this long distance run. And there's these other guys. It was really like one class against the other, because like in Ireland you'd have first class, second class, third class, but in our school you had one first class and then another corresponding first class. So you're kind of rivals. So when I was in sixth class, you know what I mean, Nogla? There was 2 sixth classes.
Right.
So, but we didn't like their class. We're always competing with each other on sports day. Like, so Mr. Halloran, who was my teacher, we wanted to win for him, if that makes sense. And so the other class had like athletes in them that actually did running. I didn't do running. I was just sporty, but I wasn't a runner. These guys were like runners. And so again, another day, stomach not feeling great, whatever. So I'm really want to win this fucking race.
Classic recipe for disaster.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Jeez, man, Brian, you really need to get that stomach checked out."
I'm like, how come I don't have any dope shitting stories? Fuck.
Yeah. So I'm doing this fucking race, and I'm like determined to win this from Mr. Halloran. Like I'm determined to give it a go, and I have everything. So we're running. All right. Long story short, we get to about 80% of the race, and like. I'm in third place, and Harry Moore, who's in first place, this guy is like the fastest guy you'll ever see. There's no chance. But then there's this other guy, Keane Carty, and I think it's just Keane anyway. He's like a runner. Like his whole shit is about going to athlete club and running. I was determined to try and at least be him. And I'm in third place, and it's like slow motion running, and you just feel this.
You hit that magic stride again,
and it's like that music, like the slow motion music, and I just was like, I got to give everything I got. And I gave it everything I got. And I'm sprinting and pushing, and stomach is like churning. And I'm like, Mr. Halloran's on the sideline, like, go, Brian, go.
Win it for your class.
I'm like,
and inside he's churning. It's moving.
And then I'm just like, I need to give it one final boost. And then I just kick it into next gear. Running while shitting my pants, and I get faster because I need the race to finish so I can clean myself, and I'm running so fucking fast. Everyone's like, oh my god, go. Little do they know I've got shit running down my leg. I'm running faster because literally as I hit the finish line, it's like slow motion, the ribbon hits my chest. I'm like, yeah. And I just keep running. Everyone's like, Brian, where are you going? And I just bolt into the toilet. I sprinted into the toilet.
You look back.
You can stop. The race is over.
And they had to call into me because they were awarding the trophy and the medals. And like everyone's like, look, Brian. Little did I know, I'm just in the toilet. There's shit everywhere. And then I come out, and I had to be rushed to the hospital because I get rushed into the hospital into ER. And I had an emergency operation on my appendix. My appendix had burst while I was running. When I was like complaining about my stomach all day, and that final burst, I did all sports days, won 3 medals. Fucking flex. I won 3 medals, and the doctor refused to say it was appendicitis because I'd ran a sports day. He said it's not. He couldn't have done it. Another doctor comes in and says his appendix is after blowing up. And if they didn't operate it, I could have fucking died. If your appendix bursts, it's just poison that leaks into your bloodstream. So I had to have an emergency operation on that.
Fair play.
So I shot myself, but it was for the greater good. Oh my god!
I'm just picturing like the people running behind you, like some of them just get something, just like fuck is that? Everybody behind you, it slows way up.
Dude, you can have it. You can have it. You can win. Look,
it's all yours, man. You need it more.
Just fucking hit us with a James Bond smoke screen, dude.
It's like Super Mario Kart. Like that's I hit a squid. I hit a box and like the weapon I got was shit
appendicitis.
That's
a crazy story.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever, because I remember the story of Nogla got animated of him shitting himself, and I'm like, well, I ain't saying fucking shit.
It's a classic poo story.
You know I'm gonna get that animated though, right?
You can get it animated. I don't mind. I've come to terms with it. I shat myself so bad. Oh my god.
Yo.
So bad.
No, that's all I got. I did pass out at a dentist before. Just when I was about to pay for. I think I got a tooth pulled out or something.
And you what? You saw the bill?
I literally put my card into the machine. I pressed the pin. I pressed enter, and I blacked out.
Wow. And
I woke up, and I had pissed myself. Oh.
Yes.
And I went home.
Like, how badly did you piss yourself?
Oh, just emptied the bladder. Like.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was.
Who
bad.
woke you up? Did you wake yourself up in your own fucking pool of piss?
No, I just woke up. I just woke up, and my mom was there, and my brother was there, and the secretary, and they were like, "Yeah, you passed out. You fell over and
peed all over yourself."
Well, no, they didn't say that part, but I think it was obvious.
I think it was obvious. It didn't need to be mentioned. Everybody there knew what happened.
Yeah, they were aware.
Yeah, they were aware.
Everybody was aware.
Shit, dude. I feel like I don't have any stories that are anywhere near that shit.
I'll tell you one more.
Oh God, it gets better.
This one was more recent, and it ties in with. Do you remember when I was saying I was living in different places, and I mentioned that guy Connor? So when I was living in that house, I remember there's a picture on my Instagram of. I'm pretty sure I made this fucking stupid fucking video. I think it had to do with fucking Nyan Cat. Or you remember Nyan Cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I swear there's a video on my Instagram. You can go over to my Instagram and just fucking look at my oldest videos. I'm pretty sure I Instagrammed a picture, and then that night I went out drinking. And I went to this place called Daithi's in Dublin, and it's a nightclub where you could buy like this thing of vodka, all right? And me and my friends from work, I wasn't really friends with them, but they were friends from work, and I just wanted to go out, to be honest with you. But like, this is a story where make sure you go out with people you fucking trust. So I didn't get drugged. I know that already sounds like I got spiked or something. But we were drinking vodka, and I was so fucking like poor at the time. I couldn't really afford, like a chaser or a mixer or anything. So we drank like straight vodka, just straight like proper like Russian. Vodka. We drank vodka, and everything was fine. And then the end of the night arrived or whatever, and then suddenly lights went out. I don't remember what happened. And apparently I like I said, I had no money. So I was determined to walk home instead of getting a taxi. I didn't have a mic like Nogla did to do everything in his life. I didn't have a mic to drive me home. So
tuck me in, jerk me off, and send me on my way.
So I decided in my drunken state to walk from Dublin City all the way to Sandyford. And that's a huge fucking distance. That's a long distance. So apparently I got to not that far, but they think... No, I'm pretty confident. I got mugged. Someone found this drunken Brian Hamby walking home on his own and just came up behind me and fucking decked me from behind and knocked me out cold. Because I woke up with my chin just completely, not fucked or broken, but like the pain was insane. And I had no phone. My phone was gone and my wallet was gone. And then later on, I got all these phone bills from, I think it was Bulgaria. Cheers, Bulgaria. Thanks for that one. Cost me 400 fucking euro or something like that.
You either passed out and someone picked your fucking pockets, or someone decked you.
Someone decked me from behind, and an ambulance had to be called because they found this fella just knocked out unconscious. An ambulance came, picked me up. So I woke up the next morning in a hospital with a catheter up my dick, which was the most.
I've had that. That's no fun. That's no good.
Horrific experience. And I woke up to this beautiful blonde nurse saying, "Okay, now take a deep breath." Why? What's going on? And she pulls it out.
Oh, I remember that when that happened to me. That's such a horrible feeling. It's the weirdest.
I looked at this girl. I was like, "Wow, she's beautiful." pulls it out. I remember the feeling. It was
Best
like a
climax
catheter.
ever.
It's just a
go up your
weird
dick.
sensation. It's the
It
weirdest.
doesn't go up your dick. It
It
goes
goes
all
into
the way
your,
up to your bladder.
Yes, it's fucking horrible.
And you don't realize the difference between your bladder and the pipe. There is a lot of stuff that fucking thing goes through, and oh my god, I'll never forget that.
No, I remember that.
Yeah, I woke up.
Have you guys had-
But I had pissed myself and vomited
Nice.
all over myself. So this is why I bring this one up. And I had to leave with. I had nice clothes, my best clothes on my night out. Scissored up. They had to operate or not operate. They had to whatever. They don't take your clothes off. They just fucking scissor that shit off. My best clothes all gone. I had to leave with I walked back to the city center to find my brother, who I had to call in secrecy so my parents didn't find out. He came in to collect me, and he found me in shorts, like Hawaiian shorts, and an Irish "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" St. Paddy's Day t-shirt. And this was in June. There's nowhere near Paddy's Day. And I'm walking through Stephen's Green with this green t-shirt looking like a fucking mess.
What a night that guy had.
My brother just went, he came in and found me in the park, put his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, "Good night." And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Fucking weirdest fucking night of my life. So don't drink vodka straight. Okay, make sure you have
Just be responsible and get taxis home.
And don't go on a night out with people you think are your friends from work. Make sure you go out with your fucking friends. That if you're in a drunken stupor, then make sure you get home, because those fuckers left me high and dry. And thank God it was just my phone and whatever, and my clothes. Jesus Christ, because that was when YouTube was taking off. I did that. That really fucking changed me.
Yeah, it was then.
Yeah, it was then. It was when GTA and all stuff was taking off. That could have been a fucking old end to Terroriser. I tell you that. I was actually kind of glad it happened too, because like it really changed my perspective on drinking and going out and a bit more responsibility. Like,
there you go, blessing in disguise.
And there's like some people that make that mistake and they just keep going and keep doing it. But that was the point where I was like, dude,
you took it as a point, you know.
Yeah, I was like, I have a good thing possibly going here, that you can't be fucking doing that kind of shit, and the next thing you know, you lose it or whatever. So yeah,
it's true.
It was
y'all ever get a camera up your nose?
No, can't say I have.
That's not nice either.
Yes,
I'll take your word for it.
It goes up your nose, then it goes around here, and then it like goes back. It goes basically up here, and it goes, and there's like a gateway here, and it has to go past that, like a gateway here. It has to go past that.
It's the gateway.
So it goes
that dictates,
around like that, and then he had to like shove the camera through there.
Isn't that where like your airways meet your esophagus?
He had to like check my throat and stuff like that. That was horrible. I was crying. I was sitting, and he was like up there doing it. I'm like, I'm not trying to cry. It's just, it was horrible. You're just like,
That's it.
That was a horrible experience.
I think honestly, Nogla, I'd probably take that over the catheter. The catheter was just,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, which would be worse?
The catheter.
Anyone that's had both. There's someone out there that's had both, some lucky fella. If anyone's had that, let me know. I'm actually curious.
Yeah,
Catheter's no fun.
No fun at all. Like when I woke up, I just felt something was wrong. I checked my teeth. I checked my nose.
I don't know what it is.
Like I checked and I was like, something feels wrong. And then I just kind of like looked down and I just saw this tube going in between my legs. And I was like, oh, this doesn't feel good. And then that's when the girl walked in. She goes, okay, time to take this out. And then slowest pull ever. Yeah, I just kind of wish you just went like, whoosh, like just whipped it out. No, slow and slow. But anyway, there's some interesting stories.
Yeah. All right, let's end on one question. What is the best game? What game's the best video game?
Why is that? That's very controversial.
Yeah. So what's your opinion? What's the best game?
I don't know. I really like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I
do want to play that. Is that good?
Very good.
I think I might play it on stream sometime soon. Seems fun.
It takes 40 hours to beat, dude.
What's the best game of all time?
Of all time? Just
in your opinion, what's the best game of all time?
Black Ops 2, man.
It's up there. That's a good one. That one's up there. GTA 5's up there.
For me,
Fortnite's up there. I mean, it's rough now, but the year of Fortnite that I had was so much fucking fun.
I'm gonna go Black Ops 2.
Best game of all time. Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
For me,
It
personally,
was really
for me
fucking
personally,
good.
I'm not saying it's the best game overall for everyone. It's
No, but it's
Black
for
Ops
you.
2 for me.
This is for you.
It's for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
For me, it's Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. That's my favorite game of all time.
Well, that one's a very
I've
good
never
game.
played and beaten an entire Zelda game.
I completed it about 6 or 7 different times. I could play that game constantly.
I've never beaten a
just-
single Zelda game. I got to do it at some point.
So yeah, Wind Waker, just because that game meant a lot to me. And Assassin's Creed 2. I fucking love that game. But yeah, no, I'll say Wind Waker.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yo,
I think Nogla, you got something?
Hold on, we're going to Google it.
Are you gonna
What to
Google
beat
what?
it?
It's gonna be Minecraft. If you're talking about most,
we're checking out number 1 according to Business Insider.
it's gonna be Minecraft.
Oh, do you really think it's going to be Minecraft?
Yeah.
It is. Get ready. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But that's just like polls of people saying greatest game of all time.
Wait, is that saying
That
greatest
is a
game of all
free-
time or most sales?
Yeah. That's the top best game of all time, according to Metacritic, is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina. Number 2 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Number 3,
It's a good game, but Grand Theft
Number
Auto
4,
4.
Soul Calibur.
No.
Number 5, Super Mario Galaxy.
No.
No. Well,
Number
I haven't
7,
played it.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
No.
This is a flawed list.
I guess these
Tony
are all.
Hawk Pro Skater
None
3?
of these are like a multiplayer aspect.
Perfect Dark. That was a banger, though. Metro Prime. That was a banger.
I did like Metro.
There's some bangers here. NFL 2K1 is the top 16 games in the world.
See how shitty your list is?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't go with that.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk would definitely be in.
Dude,
the
I
top
miss
10.
the old Tony Hawk games. I still
I
can
wouldn't
hear
be
some of the
surprised if a Need
soundtracks.
for Speed Underground 2 or something like that is in there. Need for Speed should be
It's a
in there,
banger.
like number 9 or a 10. But that game was fucking. I didn't even own that game, and I fucking thought it was insanely good.
A lot of GTA games.
San
A
Andreas.
lot of
should be
Legend of
in there.
Zeldas.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But I feel like this is just like a list made of a poll of like a bunch of 40-year-olds.
Madden NFL 2003 top 43.
Madden NFL 2003. It just seems like just
That's
such an
what's up.
arbitrary. Like, they're all the same. No, Madden
Apparently the
03.
best
That was the
Call
one.
of Duty is Modern Warfare 2 at 49.
I don't even think that one sold the most.
But I think they say I don't know. Black Ops 1 is always going to be my favorite of all time. Black Ops, just because it was my first Call of Duty that I got to play, and it was like with YouTube doing really well. Like it's the game that kickstarted my channel, so that's I guess that's why I always had an affinity towards Black Ops 1. Everyone, I know you always say Black Ops 2.
I just
kinda
I
like
mean,
a
my channel
mastered version of-
technically started with Modern Warfare 3. Kind of the end of Black Ops 1, but the whole
Yeah.
year of Modern Warfare 3 I was doing YouTube. But it was like, I don't know, it was like a weird stage of YouTube. I didn't really feel like I was like hitting my stride with YouTube until like Black Ops 2. That's when it felt like we were making like dope videos all the
Top
time,
tier
having
content.
super fun. Yeah. Okay, I said that was the last question, but I lied. So I guess I just want to know like what's next for you guys. Like, do you have anything in mind of like what you want to do next? You want to just keep doing YouTube, or you want to venture into other things? Like I know Brian, like with the voice acting stuff with Paradise PD. Nogla, like, are you planning on moving to America full time, or what's the
Brian,
plan?
go first. Brian, go first.
So yeah, got to be doing more voice acting stuff. I think Paradise PD want me back for season 3.
How did that like come to be? Like, how did you meet those guys?
Lene was a big fan of Brickleberry, which was their initial show that they had on. I think it was owned by Fox or something like that. I don't know if it was on. It was on Netflix.
I think it was
Yeah,
on FX.
Netflix. Yeah, well, they had like they wanted to do more stuff, but then normally with like animations, like whoever own it or whatever, there's conflict. So then they branched away and did their own Paradise PD thing. But like, I just tweeted at them about, I think it was about Brickleberry, and the producer Waco, who created it, I think just followed me back, and then a relationship just developed from there. Like I didn't tweet at them with the intention I want to get on their show. I just loved Brickleberry. I thought it was hilarious, and I think they tweeted something. I just replied to it, and then he started DMing me, and then it just happened that way naturally. And then he said,
Beautiful.
I think I was going to LA or something like that, and I was in LA, and then he was like, "Hey, do you want to come over to the studio and check out where we make the show?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, fucking why not?" And then talks happened there, and then he said, "What if we give you a small part?" And I was like, Fuck. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
That's
So
dope.
it just happened there, and then yeah, hopefully they'll give me more than 2 lines.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere. I mean,
Exactly.
I thought it was sick.
dude.
It was
the
cool that it
annoying
was your
thing-
character too. Like it was like
Yeah.
where like you had your logo, I guess. Like
Yeah. So another little Easter egg is if you watch the episode back at the very beginning, there's like a criminal that gets walked in handcuffs, and the girl is wearing all these jewelry or whatever. I actually do another voice for that prisoner that she's bringing in, but they cut it from the final edit, which happens a lot whenever they do a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff, and then if for time
Yeah,
restraints
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
they cut it, so they just didn't go with that. So like when I went in, I was like saying, "Oh yeah, I got different characters, whatever." And then when you see the final product, it's like, "Fuck!" You know, and then it's like, "You made such a big deal about 2 lines or whatever." I was like, "There was more. There was
yeah,
more."
what fucking Netflix show are you in, you little shit?
There was fucking more, but you know, it's still cool. Like it's what I want to do. It's like, you know, Dad wanted me to do. He was like, "Why don't you go to Los Angeles and do voice acting? For God's sake, stop playing the fucking video games." And I was like, I'll do it. And so like, it was nice to actually go over and kind of achieve that little promise. That was
Yeah.
nice. So I want to do more. Season 3 could be a thing, and yeah, like I said, hopefully more lines. But unfortunately, this whole kind of COVID-19 has
Just slows
really
things down.
fucked up plans. So
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes, and hopefully there's more stuff in the pipeline as well with doing more voice acting. And yeah, that's definitely an area that I want to do. Is, you know, like, you know, I know I can do voices, but there's, you know, it's all being good.
It's
at
a
doing
different
voices.
whole thing. It's different
It's a
kettle of
different
fish.
thing. So I'm not gonna like put my eggs in the one basket, but I'm gonna try and
Yeah.
explore it and see how it goes. You know, everything's a bonus at this stage. Keep doing YouTube, and we'll see what happens next. I'm happy. Life is good. Enjoying America, and then hopefully once I'm able to get out of this quarantine thing, do more stuff. You know, I didn't get a visa to come over and
Just
just
sit at
stay
home and play
indoors.
games.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll see.
Dope.
Fair enough.
Nogla, what's in store for the future of Daithi
Ben,
Nogla?
I ordered Uber Eats and I
The
chose
most short term. Well,
Yeah,
here in about
Nogla's
15
future
minutes,
is the
I should
next
be eating
5
some
hours.
nuggets, and in a
No,
couple hours,
no.
I'll be sleeping.
no Uber Eats. I'm gonna have regular dinner cooked by Elia because I ordered it like I normally order it. Okay, tappa. All right, easy peasy. Ordered like I normally order it, but for some reason, it's customer pickup. So it's been sitting there waiting to be picked up for about 20 minutes, and that's
You
why
don't
I was
think it's
looking at
getting
my
picked up?
phone. Oh, well, I ain't picking it up. It says customer pickup.
Oh,
I'm
like
the
you're supposed-
customer. I'm not going picking it up. It's just gonna. There's a fat burger in LA if somebody wants it. If you're gonna hunt it down and find it, there's an Oreo milkshake and fat fries with some onion rings. If you're interested, good luck. Run around LA looking for that.
All right. So what about like a little more long term, like future? You know,
Long-term?
like yeah, maybe outside of just this afternoon.
Just keep doing YouTube. Keep the way I'm going. Just keep going. Keep doing YouTube. That's about it.
You're gonna be a full time YouTuber for life, dude.
I will literally do YouTube.
I'm gonna do it till like
I'm 70s. I don't care. I'll do it until I'm 70s, 80s. I'll just reinvent myself every time. You know, like it's just evolved.
I've always
dude.
thought about that. Like, what is it going to be like in like 10, 15 years where we're like late 30s or like close to early 40s? Like, what?
Everyone will just follow us. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Everyone will just
yeah.
follows along.
We're gonna be on one of those "Where Are They Now" YouTube videos. Where are the Vanos crew now? Terroriser washes cars.
I think you know,
Sacramento.
I think we obviously don't know for
It's
sure.
me like,
Well, yeah.
But you know, I think things will change in ways we don't expect. That's for sure.
Yeah, that always. I
But
mean,
in terms of like my attitude towards YouTube is like it's a long-term job. I know if I work hard and I constantly innovate. Like, how old is Joe Rogan? How old
he's like
is
50 something, right? He's like 52.
He's 52.
There's some old, really old dudes, and to be honest, there's a lot of boys growing up with bad father figures. I don't mind being an online father figure to lots of people. I don't mind selling the same people that look up to me T-shirts and getting income. You know what I mean? But for real, I don't mind if I have to do bedtime stories channel. I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes whatever I find enjoyable, beneficial, and is good for everyone involved.
But is
I'll
there
do it.
anything
I'll keep doing it.
outside of just like gaming and YouTube that interests you that you would like to do eventually or something? Could be anything.
I don't see myself ever going back to college or school. Just too
No,
much effort.
I'm not doing that
time.
shit either. No, fuck that.
I would probably just try and make Aaliyah big on YouTube. I'd be like, look, I know the formula. I'll make you big. I'm dwindling, but now it's your time to rise. You know, I might just do that. You know, Joe, I could
take 50% commission.
A Joe channel, a 24-hour Joe live stream.
Yeah, I could. There's so many different things. I thought.
Okay,
just, you know,
then who's going to be first out of the group that gets arrested?
Out of us three, or just the group in general?
The group in general. Like when we're getting older, one of us is going to get arrested. Fuck, it's going to be because I'm just thinking about that. Where are they now? Like it goes
okay. Who's all right? We got 3 guesses. All right, who's going to get murdered? Who's going to get divorced? And who's going to get arrested?
Christ.
All right. Who would you think would most likely to get murdered?
Me. Lene can get mean.
Lene pisses off some guy that killed.
But that's 2. That's a murder and a divorce. A divorce by force.
Lene wanted to go through the hassle of divorce. She would just get me out of the equation and bury me in the under the.
She would Carol Baskin you, dude.
She will Carol me. Sometimes I don't blame her. Like really.
No. I think by court they have to blame her.
I'll get murdered. I can't fight back.
No, I don't. Actually, you know what? You won that race with a burst appendix. I think anyone that comes for you, Brian, they're in trouble. They could stab your stomach 10 times and you'll choke them out.
Just shit comes out of my stomach.
So no, Brian wouldn't get killed. I feel like.
I mean, we all know. I mean, Marcel is the one that's going to get arrested, right? Like, I mean.
Yeah, why? In the movies,
I think he would admit that too. Like, you know, you can just tell. Marcel has that I don't give a fuck attitude. The man drove around with no car insurance for like a long ass fucking time. I remember him saying like, it's gonna be something stupid where he just doesn't give a shit and he's gonna get in fucking trouble for it. That's the only person I could see.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with Marcel.
I think Marcel would agree.
I'll go with Marcel because I'm a massive racist. I'll just say that. I didn't even realize that you're driving around without insurance.
Yeah, Marcel just has an I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah, no, I think things will change for the group a lot within 5 years. I feel like there's going to be a few people that will just, I don't know, for whatever reasons, they're going to be gone.
So say it.
Call it a gut feeling. I don't know who.
Who? Say
I
it.
feel like about half the group just won't want to do YouTube in 5 years. They'll just, I don't know, someone's close to a mental breakdown. You can sense it, like.
I sense myself being on the verge every now and then. Holy fuck, all it takes is one bad night of Call of Duty and I'm like, dude, I'm ready to move to a fucking island and never see anybody again, dude. Like,
so yeah, someone's just gonna like have a breakdown and just live on their Animal Crossing island.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like how many we got in the group right now? It's like 7 or 8, something like that. I feel like 4 of them are gonna be nothing. They're just gonna quit YouTube and Louis is gonna come back.
That's when Louis slides back in. Once the group is falling apart and on their last legs, Louis just swoops in.
Oh, yeah, that's it, yeah.
With some genius new YouTube series that
complex. I am here. Arise from your knees. This quicker voice will bring plenty.
Okay.
That's it. That's my premonition. Let's see how it goes.
I like it. All right, I think we can wrap up there. That was fun.
Oh, for sure.
I'm down to do another one. There's definitely a lot that we still didn't even talk about. There's so many things to talk about. We've been friends for a long time. A lot of shit has gone down. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me.
Yeah, we'll talk about the things we can.
Okay. Now you got people wondering. What is he?
Oh yeah, that's a mystery.
Well, shit.
Mystery.
You guys got anything you wanna promote?
My channel, please like and subscribe.
Everybody, go subscribe to youtube.com/Daithi Nogla and youtube.com/TheGamingTerroriser. Links in the description. There we go.
That's it.
I hope you enjoyed.
I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.
Cheers. Goodbye.